Starting the stream now. 10 minutes a little late versus what I said I would do. Such is life. So saying it's starting right now, and we are live. Alright, so this is Nuke Marine. This is bringing you the Suggested Guide for Japanese Literacy course series on Memrise. Currently today is still on Part 8, which is the Remember the Kanji Optimized. Part 2, which is presenting the 555 kanji from Book 2 of 2001 Kanji Odyssey book series in the RTK order. As always, be doing reviews of any due reviews for Zettai Kodeshi Episode 2, and also of that same one for Remember the Kanji Optimized Part 2, which currently looks like only 50. Then I got quite a few reviews left to do here. As always, what I'll be doing over the next month, as I've mentioned, is recording both the lesson 42 for the RTK Optimized Part 2, and also lesson 8 for the first course for Remembering the Kanji. And again, hopefully by the time the end of 30 days or so, we'll have both series of those done, and have a complete video series in which to provide for anybody who in the future wants to go and learn kanji and wants to watch lessons of how it's done as opposed to try to figure it out on their own. Let me go and make sure the audio is working. Alright, the audio is sounding good. Got one person watching in the stream, at least. In addition to, there's another computer on the table, so if the fan goes off you might hear a little vibration, but that's just a temporary thing, so don't worry about that. If you're watching live, feel free to ask a question. So anyway, if you are watching this and you're enjoying the series, don't forget to like, subscribe, or even share. Especially if it's the first video in the of a series. That's a good one to share. Normally I go and link that anyway. All right, now I guess from now on during these little podcasts or whatever they're called, YouTube live streams, I'll do the usual banter of, hey, like and subscribe or share, whatnot. But I'm not going to keep mentioning it all throughout the video. It's just try to do it at the beginning of it, just that because it might help as this gains in popularity to start getting more people say, okay, this is something you might want to check out. It's nothing professional about this. It's not offering any graphics. I'm doing post editing to make it look sexy and get rid of all the little times or the coughs and sniffles that I have sometimes, and whatnot. It's just me recording and streaming consciousness while doing the reviews, because that's the only way of which I could figure I would do this. If I had to go and spend time afterwards to do a lot of the editing, I would just probably not even do it at all. And it's just I'm not the type of person to do the editing, and this isn't a group effort. It's just me alone on a computer. Alright, let's begin. Let's see, we got 150, 200, so about 410. Hopefully, by the time we're done, I'll be able to get more of these reviews down. I'm slowly, and instead of taking the 2-3 hours in one day to get them all done, I'm just doing a little bit at a time so they start spreading out, because I'm going to be doing slow reviews right now because of half of my time spent of the daily review cycle is going to be essentially teaching older material, so it's not me learning anything new, it's just me teaching an older course. So that means my actual active studying is going to be slowed down to about half of what it was, which is no problem. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast, but life goes on. Alright, so let's begin. Alright, right now I'm just going to be doing the review, then I'll start the actual course soon. Fall, Ochiru. Yep, through the seaweed. Gandalf the Grey Fall. Oh, let me go and shrink this down a bit. Alright, King. That's just the nail and 2. Remember the stroke order on that. 1, stick, then 2. Escape. That's the turtle on the road. Escaping. Or turtle shell. Usually when I was supposed to refer to turtle shell, I always thought imagine old cartoons where the turtle is trying to run away, so he speeds off so fast that he leaves his shell behind. It's just spinning on the road because he escaped. Treasure, house, jewels. Okay. Army. That's a crown and car. Also means chariot as a guidance. That's where you, on the road, you keep your eyes glued to the road. Guidance. Environs, that's actually the borders of something, the limits, the land limits. Okay, that's the dagger. Yeah, patrol the environs with the yeah, patrol the borders with the knives on the road, or daggers on the road. Jammed in. That's the yeah, that's really simple. That's just the umbrella jammed into the umbrella stand. Copper. That's the metal that looks the same, or metal monk. Full metal monk. Pillar, that's the tree, and the candelabra, or candlestick, sorry, metal candlestick. There. Alright, well, let's do another 5 and start on the actual course. Dispose. So it's the walking stick in the wind. So that's Gandalf chasing trash that being blown around the wind to dispose of it. Doesn't want Middle Earth being dirty. This is Gandalf climbing a tree. Walking stick. Breaking all the twigs. Or being careful not to break the twigs. And again, twig actually means like an item or something. Urge. So this is more stronger than guidance. So this is follow the white urge, the white lines on the road. Urge you to transport. So this is transport the meeting butchers in a car to go to the meeting of butchers. Yeah. Abbreviation. That's the fields. Each and every field. Gandalf remembers to abbreviate each and every field. Alright, good. Bring this back down. I should be careful about getting the, let's see. Okay, so that's in the general, yeah. And I'll pull this down a bit. There we go. Okay. Groups. Cool. Alright, you're saying we're 10% done, and so that's the lesson 4, so it should be starting lesson, the equivalent of the 5th lesson in this group, which is lesson 42. Yeah, I haven't done the numbers, but when I start getting the other 2 courses put up there, when I start the intermediate section, it's going to be essentially finish the entire book for intermediate part 1, intermediate part 2. You know, finish all of RTK 1 and also be RTK 3, the 1,000 or so kanji from that book, and put those in. Actually, I don't know how many kanji there are in RTK 3. It's alright. So let's begin. Alright, so the time is now 8 minutes. We'll say it's at the 9-minute mark. It's the 29th. Alright, so hello, this is Nuke Marine presenting the Suggested Guide for Japanese Literacy Memorize course series, or course series on Memorize. Currently this is the Remember the Kanji Optimized Part 2, which is presenting from the 555 kanji in Book 2 of the 2001 Kanji Odyssey series in RTK order. If you finish with this series, and from the previous series we covered, you had a frequency coverage of 70% or so, 75%. With this additional 555, you bring your kanji coverage up to 90%, 90 to 95%. Now, just knowing kanji doesn't mean you know Japanese, but hopefully with these knowledge of this kanji, it helps you learn the vocabulary and grammar, the way the Japanese use kanji, makes it all the more efficient. Anyway, that's the plan. If you like this video series, don't forget to like and subscribe. And hopefully it helps bring exposure to other people who may not know that there's another way of learning Japanese, and it might be even more efficient than and also cheaper than other methods they've been using. Alright, so here are all the kanji we'll be learning for today. Let's see, we're starting with Yume and, let's see, dreams and refreshing. We'll go to preview real quick, see if it pops up. Alright, it is starting with dreams, so let's pause this for right now. And let's see, make sure about everything else is properly set up. Alright, so make sure first is the stroke order is. So here's a stroke order, and we're going to, right here. So we're starting on number 305 from Isaac's book. So let's scroll down to 305. Alright, and there we have his dream right there. Alright, and let's also make sure we have, let me go and control delete. Alright, and there's our writing pad. So we are ready to begin. And as always, let's play this. When we're learning this, although I am going to be, let me activate Rikaiku, although I'm going to be showing you words and what they kind of mean, using the Japanese words and kind of what they mean in English, the purpose of this is not to learn vocabulary. It is to learn just kanji and an English meaning of that kanji, what's called the keyword, and maybe some other ways in which that kanji can take form in Japanese language. That's it. We're not learning pronunciation. You're right. This is meant for later, after you have learned some Japanese vocabulary, and it may be that dream doesn't make you think of this kanji, but you read Yume and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's kanji. Because you'll find out that the Heisek's keywords are useful, but they're not all inclusive, and sometimes he has to make compromises, especially for a kanji which there isn't really a good English concept to describe how Japanese use it. Alright, so let's begin. So here we have his dream. You can already see right now, so we're using flowers, the sideways eye, so you can probably call that the Eye of Sauron if you like. We have crown, but it also could be skirt, but we'll use crown in this case. And it looks like evening. Alright, so evening. So this is dream, or a vision, or an illusion, so it's used in words. So here's his Yume's dream. Also we see is Mugen, dreams, fantasies, visions. Okay. Muchu, to daze in a trance, ecstasy. So again, a waking dream, if you would. And then Akumu, a nightmare, a bad dream. Alright. Flowers fall about your eyes, and you become the leader with the crown in your coronation, all during the evening as you dream. So yeah, so you're having a dream, flowers falling down of the eyes of the people looking at you, and the crown floats down to your head, and it's nighttime passes. So yeah, Midsummer's Night's Dream. Alright, let's see. Here's the stroke order. So the flower. Now this is the sideways eyes, so it looks kind of like a, but the stroke order is very similar to before. 1, 2, 3, 4 underneath. This is the crown. Sometimes I had said previously, if crown's in the middle of a kanji, you might want to think of it as a skirt, a mini skirt or whatnot. But in this case, we'll keep crown, and this is the primitive for evening, which is different from moon. So evening. Alright, let's see what Isaac has to say about this. Petal, boom, boom. Alright, nothing new. So let's draw it. Okay. Alright, so first thing is to dream. So you see in your dream, flowers are falling before you. Flowers are falling before you. And you're eyeing over the crowd, or you are eyeing over. And just make sure, here's eye. So kind of like you did crown. Crown, then the two strokes from when you did flower, and then finish off. So that's eye. Alright, so there you got the flowers. Here you got the eye. And remember, then you got the crown floating down. There's the crown floating down. There's a crown floating down, and then it's in the evening. So, and that's evening, so that's kind of like ta, but in this case it's really distorted, or squished. But yeah, so that's Yume, that's dream. It's a very popular kanji for people to draw because when they're taking calligraphy courses. Dream, Yume. All right, next kanji. Refreshing. Now here we have is the from Tokyo. So this is the Kyo of Tokyo, or Kyoto. This we have for capital, tall and small, and also we have is water. So water is refreshing in the capital in the heat of the summer. So yeah, water splashing, or maybe also maybe water is splashed onto the capital to make sure they have refreshing their ideas. Now here are some things: refreshing, nice and cool. So a refreshing drink of water, nice and cool. Kanji, you use it, it's like suzushi, suzumu, which kind of means well, yeah, refreshing, and just relaxing. Also we have yomi, cool, coolness. Okay. Seiryozai, refrigerant, a tonic, a refreshment. Koryo, cool of the evening. Okay. So cool and refreshing. Refreshing. Okay, let's see the stroke order. Should be a fairly simple one. Alright, so here we've introduced top hat, and I'll draw that real quick. And what is the kanji word? What is this? Oh, here's the stroke order, sorry. So water, top hat, mouth, and little. Alright. Nothing complicated there. And usually top hat, mouth will means tall. Let's go. Same as before. And here it says for the top part, just the first 5 strokes, the crown, the mouth, and alright, there we are, 3. So here's capital, and then here's refreshing. So let's draw it. Okay, Control Delete. Alright, so first thing is make sure, so again, for hat, just do the stovetop hat, so think of Abraham Lincoln, that type of hat, or top hat, that's hat. Now for tall, you know, before what we did top hat and mouth, and then the eyeless, or the blind Jedi. So that's tall. In this case, so we're going to do, for capital, we got the tall, or the capital of a country rules over the tall and the small alike. That's a very ugly capital, but okay. So now we're going to do refreshing. So we need to splash some cool waters to refresh the ideas of the sorry, maybe I should okay, let me finish this one and then we'll do it. So anyway, so we do water, tall, water, tall, small. Alright. Capital. That's yeah. Alright, next up. Next kanji. Refreshing. Now we have his scenery. So here we have is the sun rising up over the Capitol. So it's like if you ever watched you know, Game of Thrones or anything involving Washington Capitol, you always see the sun rising above the White House or the Capitol building or under the Jefferson Memorial or the Washington Monument. You know, so that's scenery, and you get the scenery is just the view of, you know, like again just the view of the horizon. Beautiful view. So here we have is keiki. Condition, state of business. Well, that doesn't tell you much. Okay. Fuke, scenery. Okay. There we go. Koke, scene, a spectacle. So yeah. So here's scenery. Think of the scenery of the sun rising above the Capitol. Visualize that in your head. So let's go to stroke order. Stroke order very simple. Sun and tall, small. Sun, Capitol. The scenery of the Capitol. The sun rising behind the Washington Memorial or something. Yeah, 314. Okay, let's see here we are. And yeah, nothing new there. Let's draw it. Okay, Control Delete. Alright, so first thing we want to do is draw the sun. Do it in like the top quarter of it. Do the sun. Then below that, just going to write out the Capitol. So let's do the tall. So the sun, tall, and small. Scenery. So there's the scenery, sun rising behind the Capitol, and that's a very ugly scenery, sorry about that, but you get the idea. Okay, scenery. Next kanji. Circumference. So here we're going to learn is the lidded crock. Think of a crock pot with, or maybe like the pots that you see in in role-playing games where you link or somewhere you break open and is the item. So it's like those are crock pots, breakable item, but in there it's going to be covered, so it's called a lidded crock pot. And here it's got circumference, so we got the, not necessarily the this is a little different than the hood of monk or same, so we'll be doing that, but slightly different hood. Anyway, this is circumference. Now look, so this is a circuit, a lap, something happening repeatedly. Circumference. So we'll also find mawadi. It means like to go around something. So that's mawadi, to go around something. Like the revolution of the earth around the sun. Here we have is shu chi, common knowledge. So something I guess has been went around the society, well known. Shui, the surroundings, the environs, the circumference. So yeah, kind of like your boundaries. In shu, that's the circumference. So round and certainly like circle and circumference. Right there. So nothing new. All right. You make a glass hood involves placing a lidded crock and ensure the exact circumference. Okay. They can fit over the lidded crock. So circumference. Let's look at the stroke order first. All right. So here, this is a little bit, instead of coming straight down, we're going to do the peg leg. Then we're going to finish off the hood. So this is like a peg leg hood. So maybe for a hood for a pirate hood, if you want to keep it for the peg leg. And here we have is dirt and mouth. So dirt and mouth means you need to make sure it's dirt, because there's also going to be a kanji for samurai. So samurai and mouth is going to be a different kanji. So make sure that second stroke is noticeably either equal or a little longer than that first stroke, and it's going to become lidded crock. So we'll cover that in both of them when we get into Isaac. So we're going to, let's see, what's that number? Is 317. So let's roll slowly and I'll probably introduce it. So right here, lidded crock, soil over mouth. So same as he's saying, a clay pot. Think of a clay pot that you would put store stuff in. In this case there, and let's see, he's doing motorcycle helmet. So alright, I guess he's calling this, instead of a hood, a motorcycle helmet. I'll just call it the pirate hood, because of the peg leg. Alright, so we'll leave it at that. And then as a primitive, think of like a lap. So what I usually imagine is the high school field, track and field, the track around the football field in the U.S. So usually there's a running track around the football field in high school. So it's also in other countries as well. So that's what I usually imagine when I think of circumference. Like I'm visualizing something happening in that location when it involves this kanji, or this particular primitive. All right, so let's draw it. All right. So first thing is, let's do the the pirate. So remember, instead of coming straight down, it's curved like a peg leg, and then finish off the hood, and a little hook in the side. Next thing is about lidded crock. Now make sure you want to do dirt, so the first stroke is shorter than the second stroke, and then you need, so that's what's made the clay pot, and then you need to make sure there's an opening in the clay pot, otherwise you can't put something in there, and that's where the mouth comes in. So this is lidded crock. I don't know if it's a kanji in and of itself, but okay. Now we want to combine the two. So let's do the pirate hood, and he wanted to make sure the hood fits, so he has a clay pot that's the exact size of his head. So maybe he wants to do that, and so he wants to make sure he knows the circumference of the clay pot. So let's do the dirt. That's circumference. Alright, circumference. Okay, next up, circumference. So yeah, you can say let's use the clay pot to make the circumference, to cut the cloth of his pirate hood just right, to fit the size of his head. Next. Alright, now here's gentleman. Now this is also what's known as samurai. So if you remember, we already learned wealth, which is house, and wealth. That's the overall kanji for wealth. If you mix it with this kanji, you're going to have actually Fuji, and then you're going to have the kanji for mountain, which is pronounced san. So you have Fuji-san. So wealth, samurai, mountain. Wealthy samurai, mountain. Yeah, so this is normally associated with samurai, but also means gentleman. So things, gentleman, or samurai, which it says here. So here are some words. Shikan. This is officer. So it's an officer in the military. Bushi. So this is the bushi of Bushido. So this is bushi, warrior samurai. Then we have is shinshi, a gentleman. Shinshi. Go figure. Interesting. And it also looks like another one, a melee devotee. Okay. Cool. Alright, so it's very simple gentleman. This is like dirt, but remember the first, similar like how you have matsu, I'm sorry, you have extremities and not yet. where the first stroke is either longer or shorter than the second stroke. Same thing's going to happen with samurai and dirt. So you don't want to get them mixed up. You don't want it to be, you don't want to refer to your samurai character as a dirt guy. I think there was an episode of Big Brother. Someone said, "Oh no, it's Star Samurai" or something like that. No, no, that's the kanji for dirt. You're literally saying it's space dust or space dirt. All right, so let's we're not drawing it yet. Let's look at the stroke order. So yeah, samurai. This is one everybody wants to know. So now look at that. So long first stroke. So basically an even, almost even, like a 10 there. 1, 2, 3. And this gentleman, 319. Let's see what Isaac has to say. Yeah, whenever you see it as a primitive distinct samurai, and that should be fairly easy. It's we're all used to samurai. So here we go. Okay, so let's do a long stroke. Then let's do kind of like we're doing a 10. And then a short stroke. All right, and it could be a little bit more obvious than that, but yeah, that's it. So compare that to dirt, which is which is also, now compare that to, let's say, extremity, which I'm sorry, extremity. I'll tell you what, let me. So you probably remember this for extremity. Do the 2 short strokes and 1 long, versus not yet, which is almost like doing the number 2. No, branches not yet. Okay. So you kind of see how just knowing the different strokes, the length of the strokes, gives it a different meaning. Alright, so it's important to note that that will happen in a few kanji like that. And it's not Japan messing with you, it's just, it's just how it came about. So yeah, so that's gentleman. Next kanji. Flourish. So here you have is, you're going to learn this is school, and then we're going to have tree. So flourish. So this means prosperity, honor, glory, splendor. So to flourish, to become better. Some words. So haeru, hae. I'm sure it means something. I don't know those words. So here we go. Eiko, eiko. Vicissitudes, ups and downs. Okay. Yeah, flourish. So do well and don't do well. Here we have is Eyo, nutrition, nourishment. So you need to have food to get nourished. There's also luxury and splendor, honor. Han A, prospering, prosperity, thriving, flourishing. There we go. And quick story right here: the trees flourish in the classroom. A little too much, perhaps. There's no room for the students anymore. Okay, yeah. So that's somebody else's story, but. Let's see, look at the stroke order for flourish. How are we doing on time? We start at 9 minutes, we're at, well, we're halfway done. Maybe I need to speed up a little. So here we have flourish, so we have 1, 2, so these are fireflies. We'll get that with the schoolhouse. And then, so these 3 strokes are kind of like you're doing the s on the crown, and then what you're going to call schoolhouse, and then tree. So we'll be teaching that. So let's look at what Isaac has to say. So we'll go through, what is that number, by the way? 326. Okay, so here we have is, alright, so here we're going to do is, the first thing is schoolhouse. Alright, and this is like 1, 2, 3, so I guess 1, 2, 3 is in schoolhouse. So let me show that real quick, Control Delete. Alright, so here's schoolhouse. So first thing is to do schoolhouse. Think of this katakana. Okay, and that's the katakana for tsu, tsu. So it's this 1, 2, 3, tsu. Now, what I want to do is shrink that 3rd stroke down. So it's 1 to here. So it'd be 1, 2, 3. Now, when you see this on its own, you can think of that as being fireflies, because originally it started off as 2 symbols for fire, that it went to that. So you can think of fireflies or something. But right now, what we're going to do is combine that tsu with the crown. With the crown. And when you do, so think of fireflies on a crown or something like, or in this case, this is, I want you to just imagine schoolhouse, a regular brick schoolhouse with a little bell on top telling kids to come into school. This is schoolhouse, or study. Alright? Alright, so this is schoolhouse as a primitive. Now let's go to what else we're doing. Yeah, and here we have is flourish. Botanical connotations, part of an ideal. Here's schoolhouse. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, trees flourish in a schoolhouse. So it's very simple. So let's draw it. Alright, so here we go. So first thing I want to do is do the fireflies, then do the crown, do the fireflies for the school, do the crown for the school. Alright, so there's the schoolhouse. Now, the tree has been planted in the schoolhouse and the students take care of it and it flourishes. So think flourish. The tree in the schoolhouse, the tree flourishes because the students are taking care of it. Alright, flourish. Next kanji. Aggression. So here we have is the thing for what I call Indiana Jones being any type of somebody wielding a whip or taskmaster. So craft, and this is aggression. Some words like semeru. I'm guessing it means, I'm not sure. So let's see. Koshu, good fielding. Also could be an expert, good move. Okay. Kogeki, attack, strike, offensive. Koge, nothing there. Okay. And then senko, major subject, special study. Anything else? And also batting first. So it could mean an aggression or attack or something taking the initiative. So here's a quick story real quick. Best craft of a taskmaster, which some people use Hitler, some people use a slave master, person wielding a whip, like from ancient Egypt. I think I've been using recently in my mind Indiana Jones for some reason, because it's not necessarily got to be a bad thing, just that someone who gets you to do what he needs quickly. So, and let's see, his use of aggression is what he wants. All right, let's look at the stroke order. All right, so this is 330. So there's the craft, 1, 2, 3. Now taskmaster, you're going to see it looks like the katakana for K with the little stroke. So kind of like ku with the stroke made the walking stick. Now it's the K with the stroke, extra stroke makes it the whip wielding Indiana Jones or the taskmaster. Aggression. Heisig. So this is 330. So let's see, we've got brush stroke there. All right, so here we have taskmaster. So there it is, K, and there's the extra stroke making it taskmaster. And we want to do 330. Craft of taskmasters is aggression. All right, nothing new there. Let's go. All right, so the first thing, let's learn taskmaster. Do the small stroke. So remember, we're going to do like stroke and laying down. So we're not doing ku, we're doing stroke laying down. Then we're going to do roundabout middle. So now that's K. Okay, and then we're just doing one more stroke. So very similar to, but here we did the fu. And it's already done. So that's walking stick. And that's taskmaster. So it's Gandalf versus Indiana Jones. Gandalf, Indiana Jones. Now, let's do one. So we do visual imagery. So you picture that in your head, to write that part of the kanji. So this is the I-beam for the construction I-beam. So that's or craft. So crafting, you want aggression. So he needs to pull things. So maybe whips it with the bill to pull it toward him to get the construction to be successful. And this is aggression. Okay. We'll do it in parts. Alright, that's aggression. Or initiative, maybe. Could be another term. Or attack. Aggression. Next kanji. Okay, now here we're seeing flowers, bound up mouth, which is, I think it's a gag. I'll go and make sure. And then we have Indiana Jones, and then we have so we got probably a few new characters here, although you probably learned it in part 1, and I apologize, I'm repeating stuff. Admonish, awesome words can admonish. Alright, so admonish, so this is or a commandment, so it's either to, let's see, warning, advice. Hey, don't do that again. Keikoku, so let's see. Keikai, vigilance, precaution, to look out for. Okay. Keisatsu, police. Okay. Yep. All right. So let's look at the stroke orders real quick. All right. So this is 336. So we see flowers. We have bound up mouth. So that's like chrysanthemum, I believe, if I recall correctly. Then we have taskmaster. So these two together becomes awe, which we'll be learning. And then here's the for keitai or a cell phone or smartphone. So, or some people use microphone, whatever, or someone who you know for speaking at the microphone, talking. All right, so this is 336. So let's slowly get down there. All right, so first thing I want to do is awe. So phrase, bound up mouth is phrase. So let's do this, and then we're going to do talking to the microphone. Awe. First thing, let's learn awe. Okay, so right now what we want to do is, here we have is bound, something bound up. Now a bound up mouth, or think of a mouth is to think of a phrase. So this is a phrase, or think of like your mouth is spitting out words that are bound together into a full phrase. Now what we have is, let's say praise, or maybe not praise, maybe or we have flowers right here in a bound up mouth. So these are flowery phrases. Flowery phrases, or compliments. Let's say we'll call that compliments, or kiss ass. Let's think of someone who's known for, if you do, I think The Office, Dwight is a kiss ass in that one. He's always complimenting the boss. All right, so now we want to do is awesome words. So flowery words, flowery phrases inspire awe. So we want to do bound up. So we want the flowery phrases, and we want to do. Sorry, let's make this a little bigger. And we want to do the taskmaster. Alright, so that's awe. So we got awe. Alright, so that's awe. Now, again, these are primitives you're thinking of, although become kanji in and of themselves. Now we want to learn them all together. So let's go to that next part. So next thing we're going to learn is the microphone. So let's make sure we got that down. Now, this is you already know this. This is to speak. So 1, 2, 3 with the mouth. And then when you see it in other kanji, I usually say, think of, sometimes you see this first part is flat, but usually it's angled. So you might think of cell phone. Now we're just going to combine the two together, and this becomes admonish. Awesome words can also admonish, make you feel either belittled or encouraged. Okay, so we want to awesome. So let's do awe. So flowery phrase, spoken by a taskmaster, inspire awe. But when it's over, let's say a microphone, if you want to look at the microphone, I'm sorry, let me, so anyway, let's do flowery phrases, flowery phrase, spoken by a taskmaster, inspire awe, but when done over a microphone to hundreds of people, let's say they're talking to a riot, tell them to disperse, they feel admonished. Or, alright, there we go, boom, saying, please disperse. Okay, next kanji. So yeah, awesome words can admonish. Next up. Alright, now here we have, again, the cell phone again, and this time with the needle, revise. In this case, where we use the cell phone, we use words, but revise. Could also mean to correct, to decide on something. Let's see, teisei. Correction, revision, amendment, and also kaite, revision. Okay, so yeah, I'll revise, revision. See, the stroke order is going to be pretty simple. Okay, so there you have. Now remember, again, this first stroke you'll see in some fonts as being flat, but normally it's written down as an angle like this. 1 long stroke, 2 short strokes, and that becomes kind of like, almost looks like the symbol for people speaking, the little curved symbols. And this is the mouth speaking those words. So that's the word. This whole thing is word, but also microphone or cell phone. And then also we have, okay, so your words should be nailed down. In the revision, that's when you make sure your words are nailed down properly, precisely. Correct any mistakes. Alright, so let's do that. First off, so hey, revise it. So revise it so that your words you have to get like, or you have to connect it directly, or you have to use the connect to the internet. You have to, so make sure your words are properly nailed down. Boom. Alright, and that's revise. Word nailed down. Revise them, make sure your words are nailed down. Let's, I didn't even look at Hazing, did I? So there's the say, there's the admonish, which, of, let's see, there's the K of Tokay. Oh, here we are. Yeah, in this case, hammering down, so similar to the Hazing story, Heisig story. Alright, so that's good. Let's go next kanji. Have is chastise. Alright, so this is a little different than admonish. So it's chastise. Let's see, attack, defeat, destroy, conquer. Has some, okay, utsu. Don't quite remember what that is. I thought that was like a, okay, let's see. Alright, it's a third word. Subjugation, suppression. Okay. Toron. Debate or discussion. So it might be, it goes right here for, let's see, kento, consideration, examination, investigation. Alright, so this has a bit more of a negative connotation, it seems like, although not from those words. We'll say it's, yeah, chastise is more like talking in a negative fashion to admonish, chastise someone. Slightly punish, defeat, conquer. Words with glue. Oh, when I had said some bad words, my mom chastised me by washing my mouth out with glue instead of soap. Or maybe glue your tongue shut so you can't talk. Let's see, the stroke order. Taking too long on these, I'm sorry. Here's chastise. Word, glue. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Here's a glue gun. Okay, that's fairly simple. Let's see what Heisig has to say. Word spoken chat. Okay, no, nothing new there. Let's do it. Control delete. All right. So here we have is chastise. That's where you were chastised because the words you say were wrong, and to punish you, the words you said was wrong. You had your mouth shut with the glue gun. So that's a way to chastise you for using the wrong words. Good. Alright, next up, next kanji. I am taking way too long on this. We're already at 30 minutes. Well, okay, yeah, we'll have about 10 minutes. Okay, I'll be just a little over. Alright, so here we have is its structure. So words flowing like a river. So if you ever heard of kunyomi, this is the kun of kunyomi. Yeah, words flowing like words flowing into the minds of children, like water flowing into the deltas of the deltas and riverbanks of all of the places. Instruction, so it could be a Japanese character reading, the kunyomi, and explanation, to read. Alright, so here's some words that use it. Kunren, practice, revising, training, or practice and training. Kyo-kun, lesson, precept, moral instructions. There you have on-kun, kanji reading, which you'll probably also see as kunyomi, but alright. So instruction, words flow like a stream, words and stream. So here's one story. Best type of Japanese instruction is full immersion, where the kids are going in Japan, swimming in the stream of words that surround you every day. Okay, that's a nice story. Here's the stroke order. Alright, so we have, there's the words, or keitai, or the cell phone, sorry, I keep saying keitai denwa because that's cell phone. So there's the words, and also our microphone, and then there's the stream. Boom. So words flow like a stream. Instructions are where the words flow to you in a stream of instruction. Here's what 341. So it's the next thing. Is teaching discipline. All right, good to. Let's draw it. That should be very simple to draw. So again, the words, or the microphone, or the words, and they are flowing. Like flowing in a stream of instruction. So yeah, instruction, stream, word stream, word stream. Next, range. So here we have dirt, and it looks like the Meiwaku. So here we have is we're going to start learning fiesta, mouth, and floor. Range. So this is the range, the limits of something, the level. Yeah, okay. Region. Alright, so here we go. Some words that use this. Ikinai. Inside the area of something. Okay, good. Chiiki. Area or region. Okay. And kuiki. The limits, the boundaries or domain of an area. Okay. So again, just going like range, like a it's like a cattle range. It's like the area of something, the range, not the cooking range. Let's see. Oh, let's look at that story real quick. Astronaut lands on the launch range, kisses the earth beneath him with his mouth, because it's like a ground. Kisses the ground beneath him with his mouth, celebrating fiesta of a safe flight. Probably not earth, but ground. Okay, let's see. Stroke order. So we have dirt, 1, 2, 3. Now, this is the stroke order for range. We'll be stressing this. So we're going to learn fiesta, mouth, stroke, and then finally this little stroke is done last. So 1, mouth, 10, finish that off, then stroke. So these 3 strokes are done last. Okay, so this is going to be a little unusual, but we'll approach it as Hazik starts covering. So let's see, what's this number 356? Okay. So let's see, nothing. Alright, so here we have, we're going to have arrow, and that's going to feed into, so it's an arrow. I don't like that. Quiver to fiesta. Okay. Alright, so we'll do arrow real quick and then lead that into fiesta. So let's do this real quick. So here's arrow. Okay. So you probably see Control Delete. So here arrow, think of a bow and arrow. So you need to first off is the arrow itself. Alright, then for that we're going to need the bow, a little curve there. And then of course you need the little thing that the target. So let's say that little drop is the target of it, or that's the feather, or whatever. It's the arrow head, whatever. That's that final stroke. So that's arrow. Now when we do fiesta, let's say you shoot a firecracker arrow into the air to start the party, fiesta or party. Boom. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. This stroke is third. And then finally is the stroke at top. So let's make sure. Alright. So there's the stroke order for arrow, so think bow and arrow. If you're just seeing that, that's like shiki. So we've already covered that before. Test, we've already covered these. Quiver, this is going to be coming later on for later too. Now here's fiesta. So this is like a fiesta or a party. Whatnot. Now we're going to go into range. Okay. So here we did the dirt. Now the stroke order is going to be dirt. Now notice you're going to do the mouth hitting the floor. So think of home on the range. So way the story I usually see is like when you want to see the wideness of an area, like the first time you open an area, your mouth hits the floor. So that's what we're going to work with, the idea of your mouth hitting the floor. So we're going to do it right here. First thing you want to do is you look at you see the range is basically the range of the land. How wide is the area of the land? All right, and then now it's going to be, you're doing a party because of how, god damn it, I messed it up. Alright, so we have range. Alright, so first thing is you're going to have a party because you realize how big it is. The first thing is, though, before the party hits, your mouth is going to hit the floor. Boom. Alright, so now we got, but you're going to pick it back up and have a party. So there's the curve. Mouth, hit the floor, there's a curve, boom, and then that dash is last. And I know I'm being anal about the stroke order, but hey, if you're going to take a little bit of time to learn it this way, it becomes second nature because you're going to be doing a lot. But anyway, so here we have arrow and fiesta, and then we use this fiesta in this case, mouth hitting the floor, and this later becomes used in where you find out the older kanji for earth. Or world, older kanji for country, but not right now. Okay, so that's range, area. Next, Okay, now we have is dirt and fiesta, so that's load. Oh, Thanksgiving. So, yeah, that's a fiesta for the, yeah, so we're going to think of Thanksgiving. We might need to think of a better story because Thanksgiving is more of a U.S. concept. Okay, yeah, Harvest Festival. There you go. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, the fall harvest festival, Thanksgiving, and this is load. So this is to ride, to get on board something, to place. So this is no seru, to give somebody a ride, or noru, to ride something. There's also other kanji for riding besides that. Spread out, and then this, I guess, also represents a very large number. Okay, so it's noseru and noru, to ride on something, to ride something, and also to give something a ride, a lift. So let's see, we have is sekisai, probably landing instead of lading. Lading, loading, carrying. Okay, lading it with something. We have is keisai, publication, appearance, insertion. Okay, so letting the article run into paper. Kisai, I'm not. Oh, there it is. The last one. A record, a statement, a description of something. Registration. All right. Nothing there. So a vehicle during Thanksgiving or the Harvest Festival, the Fall Festival, carries an enormous load of food to the dinner. You know, so you got a load. So this is load as in transporting of something. Let's look at the stroke order. All right. So first thing we're going to do is dirt. So essentially it's like, but the third stroke is going to be really long. Do the vehicle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So do the kanji car. So do the fall festival. So do the dirt, do the vehicle, then finish off festival. All right. It looks like a complicated kanji, but now that you see it in its part, where that dirt is essentially mixed in with the part of the festival. So fall festival, and then the car. So it looks like a lot of stroke. It is a lot of strokes. It's 13, but you're just thinking of almost 2 or 3 things. So let's see what Heisig brings up into it. So what was that? 359. All right. So let's see. Did he? Yeah, right here. He's saying Thanksgiving, but maybe Land Fiesta or Fall Festival. And you can kind of see there as it is. And then yeah, load. Yeah. Yeah, for large Fall Festival, you have to carry a big load to the Fiesta. All right. So let's do it. So first thing we want to do is the Fall Festival. So let's do the dirt. Dirt, and I tell you what, let's just do the festival. So dirt, all right, so that's it. Now we're going to do load. So you need to take a load of groceries to the fall festival. So do the dirt, do the dirt, do the vehicle. 1, 2, 3. So do the dirt, do the vehicle or the car. Now finish off the festival. And 1, 2, 3. All right, easy peasy. That's load for transportation, as in for transporting something. Carry a large load. Next kanji. All right, got 2. This should be second to last. All right, so this case is intimidate. Now here we're going to have is a festival, but with the drop that becomes a parade. But then with the line above, then it becomes a march, like a protest. And this is like a march of women or a protest of women. Well, yeah. Okay, a march of women intimidate. So anyway, so this is intimidate. Dignity, majesty, menace, to threaten. So it's like, you know, someone of higher status. You know, you go up, if you're meeting a king, maybe that will be kind of intimidating, even if it's not intended. Or if you meet a high-level celebrity, you know, it just is intimidating if they're not trying to do it on purpose. But also could mean to menace and threaten. So it's like, let's see, iroku, power, might, authority, influence. Iatsu, coercion. There's and shi. I'm not seeing. Okay, it's the last one. Demonstration, a show of force. She. All right, a march of feminist women intimidates male chauvinists. There we go. And it's probably like second or third wave feminist, not the fourth wave feminist. All right. Let's see the stroke order. So here we have his parade. So this is now. Look at the. Let's do parade first. Control delete. All right. So for parade, think of the pirate fiesta as have a parade. So let's do the peg leg, then finish off the Fiesta. Almost looks like Cliff right there, right? And we'll just finish off the Fiesta. So that's Parade. Parade. So normally this stroke is done, then that one and some other. So this is the very first stroke. So that looks a little unusual. Normally you think the top, but because usually like with Cliff, that's the top stroke is done first. That's Cliff. But in this case for Fiesta, this stroke is done first. Then we carry on. All right. So that's Parade. Now, if you take a parade, then we're going to do that stroke there. That now it becomes, and then something happens under here. That becomes a march. Finish it off. That becomes a march. Let's go to Isaac again. Oh, sorry, I'm going here. So okay, so here we have is. So there's the parade. He's doing some stuff. Turns into castle. All right, now we have march. So this is a parade, but this is a march to get a point across, get 1 point across. March for, or parade is, think of it as a parade, but just covering 1 point, or is one type of protest. In this case, is then we go into intimidate. So let's finish this stroke off. So again, so it's basically a intimidate. That is a march. So let's do the march. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Let's do march. A march of women. Or feminist women. And okay, let's finish off march. To intimidate. So think of intimidation. The march of women intimidated the male Sovietish. March of women. A march of women. Okay, last kanji. Alright, then it should be destroy. So this is think of water as a flood. Think of like they put water against the conflagration, or against the oncoming march of fire to keep it from destroying everything. So quickly, or in this case, water and fire. So that was like destruction, or so in this case, destroy. So this is not destruction, destroy. So I'm probably going to have to say this is a different word than the other kanji. So all right. So let's see. So this is destroy, ruin, overthrow, punish. So metsubo, shometsu. Let's see, metsubo, downfall, ruin, collapse. Okay, destroy. Shometsu, lapse, annihilation, extinguishment, extermination. Zetsume, destruction, extinction. All right. Water and fire combine in an unstoppable march to destroy everything is past. So it's a little different than destruction, and makes me feel like I need to add a little note. Hey, it's not such and such. I don't really know too many words it uses personally, but okay. So destruction and not destruction, it's destroy, or disaster. It's not disaster, it's destroy. All right. Let's see what stroke orders. So this is number 365, right after intimidate. So there's water, march, fire. Water, march, fire. A march of fire. Water is used to halt the march of fire from destroying everything. Before it destroys everything, spray water on this march of fire. So a good way of scenery is just imagine if you ever saw the movie either Volcano or something where, you know, or fire or something, like just slowly moving toward it, and they need to stop it, to stop the destruction from destroying everything. So they spray it down with water. There we go. Let's see. What does he have? Yeah, nothing there. He was just saying riot, stopping a riot or something. Alright, so let's draw this. This is the last kanji for this part. Control delete. Alright, so first thing is, okay, quick. It's destroying everything. Quick, spray water down. Spraying the water down. Against that, march. So let's do march. Remember, long stroke? March. Spray the water down against that, march of fire. Now remember, fire. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, arms, then the center part. Say, between that march, I know that march of fire. There, finish off march. Okay, march of fire. And just make sure again. So you can kind of see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then do 7, 8. See the arms are 7, 8, 9, 10. Then finally finish off the march. Okay, so that's destroy. To destroy. Water is destroying. So the water helps halt the march of fire from destroying everything. Alright, I think that is the last one. Alright, so that took about 50 minutes. I apologize. Probably because I was doing something I shouldn't do, which is reteaching primitives that you probably learned in the previous lesson. But I don't remember what primitives I taught right now, so I think it's better if I just quickly do reteach, but do it quicker. Alright, so there we have is all 15. Alright, that's good. Alright, so what I'm going to do next, because we're at the hour mark, I'm going to learn these real quick in the memorize session. That'll take about 15-20 minutes, or 10-15 minutes. Take a quick break. Is this on the internet yet? Do you need it on the internet?
No.
Or the network to print?
Yeah, later.
Okay. Alright, so quickly cover the lessons and take a break. Alright, so let's go.
Charles T.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Alrighty. Alright, let's learn it. Alright, dream. Okay. Flowers, eyes, water, splash on the capital. There's dream. Flowers in the eyes. Crown. Refreshing. Okay. Scenery. Sunrise in circumference. It's a lidded crock. Yeah, or hooded crock. Lidded crock pot. Scenery. There we go. Hmm? Refreshing. Dream. Refreshing. Water capital. Scenery. Dream. Circumference, so it's a lidded crock or pirate hood crock. Pirate hood. Samurai or gentleman. Circumference. Gentleman, samurai. Gentleman. Scenery. Okay. Sun rising over the capital. Circumference. Lidded crock. Glass hood. Oh, glass hood. That's another one. Pirate hood. Gentleman. Scenery. Gentleman. Circumference. Dream. Gentleman. Circumference. It's a lidded crockpot. Pirate hooded crockpot. Scenery. There we go. Sun rising over the capital. Refreshing. Scenery. Sun rising over the capital. Dream. Flowers falling into your eyes. Crowns at night. Refreshing. Water on the capital. Suzushi. Circumference. Pirate hooded crockpot. Dream. Dream. Dream, dream, dream. Gentleman. Samurai. Refreshing. Oh, right here. Okay. How are we doing? So that's about a couple minutes there. Let's keep going. Alright, flourish. So in the schoolhouse, a tree flourishes. Aggression, the craft of the Indiana Jones. Uses aggression to finish construction of the Temple of Doom, maybe. Flourish, that's the, yeah. Okay. Aggression. The craft of the best craft of Indiana Jones aggression? Admonish. Awesome words admonish. Revise. Get your words nailed down in the revision. Okay. Admonish. Awesome words admonish. Awe. Flowery phrases of the taskmaster. Inspire awe. Flourish. Flourish. Revise. Nail down a revision. There's a craft of Indiana Jones. Aggression. Flourish. In the schoolhouse, the tree is flourishing. Aggression. Craft of Indiana Jones. Flowery phrases. Admonish. And these words that are more abstract in concept, they're a bit more difficult to learn. They seem to depend less on visuals and more upon wordplay. Chastise. Have your word, chastise for your words by gluing your mouth shut. Aggression. Revise. Get your words nailed down in the revision. Admonish. Awesome words can admonish. Awe. Revise. Words nailed down. Chastise. Admonish. Okay. Or to instruct, to order. Revise. Correct. Or chastise, sorry. Words nailed down. Chastise. Chastise. Get the words glued. Flourish. Honor. Prosperity. Chastise. Attack. Defeat. Conquer. Aggression. Attack. Or initiative, I think. Could be a good term. Flourish. To prosperity. Honor. Glory. Admonish. Commandment. Follow orders. Ordering something. Aggression. Attack. Initiative. Revise. Correct. To decide on something. Chastise. Craft of... No. Words of the glue gun, yeah. Admonish. Commandment. So that's the awesome words of the police. Chastise. Attack, defeat. So that's the words with the glue gun. Chastise. Chastise. Flourish. Revise. Get your words nailed down in revision. Revise. Words nailed down. That should be it. That was about another 3 minutes or so. Let's get the last set done. Oh, it's working? Oh, good. Continue learning. Alright, there we have words flowing in a stream of instructions, or words flowing in a stream to teach into the minds of children, or minds of students. Range. Again, the mouth hitting the floor when you see the size of the range. Or in this, kissing the ground or kissing the floor if you need to. Okay, so there's the instruction. Explanation. Range. Region. Limits. Load. To ride, to get on. So let's say it's the Thanksgiving. The car loaded with food going to Thanksgiving. Instruction. Explanation. Reading. Words flowing. That's a march of women. Intimidate. Male chauvinist. Intimidate. Dignity. Majesty. Load. To get on. To board. Intimidate. March of women. To menace. To threaten. Destroy. Alright. Water. Fire. Intimidate. Range. Load. To board, to get on. To destroy. Which is fire and in a march of a flood of water and a march of fire destroy everything in its path. They do call that water pistol, don't they? Like if the water on the side, they call it water pistol. Okay, anyway. Destroy. Instruction. Oh. Words flow in a stream of instruction to the student's explanation, reading of something. Load. That's the Thanksgiving car, or the Fall Festival car. Intimidate. That's the March of Women. Yep, right there. Alright, and this is load. Take a load. Carry a load to the Thanksgiving. Carry a load to the Thanksgiving in your car. Destroy. Right here. Oh. Sorry. Instruction. Range. So area, region, limits. Range again. Stage level. Destroy. To ruin, to overthrow. Oh, did it not print? Range. Region, limits. Also different from environs, but yeah. Destroy. Let's see, make sure none of these other look okay, good. Range. Instruction, words flow in a stream. That's intimidate, march of females. Destroy. Okay, water and fire. Water is used the march of fire is destroying everything. Quick, spray it down with water. Load. Thanksgiving. Take a load. It's Thanksgiving. Take a large load of food in your car. Instruction. Load. Intimidate. March of Women. And finally, intimidate. Okay. That does that. Alright, good. 3 hours, 25 minutes. Or, I'm sorry, 3 minutes, 25 seconds. Let's go next. Alright, cool. So let's look at the levels real quick. Alright, so I started around the 9-minute mark. It's an hour, so it's a total of about an hour, 4 minutes to get everything from starting to finishing for this level. Obviously, for the next thing I'm going to do, I'm not going to worry about learning. I've already learned the lesson, so I'm just only going to be recording the lesson for future students. Before that begins, as usual, let me go and get the course set up real quick. Have everything set up, ready to go. Okay, so here we have, going to be in part 3, or number 3, course 3. Let's see, we are in, should be 8. Okay, let's look. Alright, so bring this stroke order over here. Oh, what the heck? Closed on me. Alrighty. Let's see, core files. Let's go up. Japanese. Alright, so what was I doing? I was doing stroke order. Let's see, Kanji and Onyomi. Alright, so I wanted to do the ready. Alright, so there's the Hagesigs. Let's do the stroke order, the other stroke order, and Heisig's book. No, wait, wrong one. Dictionary of, let's see, remembering the kanji. Alright, so let's do the stroke order. Looks like alright, so that'll be for tomorrow. Let's see, we're on unit tree. Alright, so we did that one, so it was like yep, so we're on unit 8, so it's 251. 251. Yeah. There we are, 251. Okay, there we are. Alright, and let's make sure this size is done right. Okay, there we go. Cool. Sorry about that, and since I'm already here, let me just get that deleted. Alright, now we're ready to begin. Level 11, lesson 8. Alright, so let's do a quick, let me see if there's been any questions or something pop up on. Let's see, we got one. Let's see, is it related to what I wrote? No, nothing there. Alright, and let's see, did anything pop up here? Nope, nope. Oh, I got a PM. Thank you for all your contribution. You guys have been helpful. Just want to ask 2 quick questions. I have your core 2K 6K. I'm not vocabulary, which is close deletion. Kind of missing. I'm using core 10K with strictly recognition. Want to know if there's a script you run to get 10. I think there's a spreadsheet that has that. If I purchased Kanji Odyssey book online, would you be able to provide me with non-gift version of the Anki deck? There's a gift version? Huh. I don't think I made a good. I didn't make a book on that. I'll talk to him later. Okay. Okay. And yeah, that's everything. Okay. Off topic. Oh wait, I'm in group study. That's right. And daily streaming. Okay, and I don't think there's anything new here. Latest. Do or don't you? Okay. And let's see, what is this? Okay, it's a different thing. Cool. Alrighty. We should be good to go. Alright, shrink that down. Okay, so 2 people watching in the stream. What I'm going to do is play the video as always. Get that playing. Take a quick break. Get some more coffee and water. Play as is. Okay, view. Just to be safe,
やっぱりいいです。
I'm gonna mute my microphone because that way.
ミサオちゃんちょっとお金必要なんでしょ。
おかえり、早かったね。
こんばんは。すいません。そうちゃん、面白い。
面白いこれ。
ミサオです。ご指名ありがとうございます。
よ。
嘘。ちょっと何やってんの。ごめんなさい。すいません。
失礼いたしました。はい、申し訳ございません。君はもういいから裏に行って。
すいません。はい。飲み物作ります。すいません。私リーコの友達なんですけど。 と言います。リーコいますか？そうちゃん、また面白い。
また面白い。
面白すぎる。ちょっとごめんね。どうしたの？
うん、なんでもない。
ねえ、フルーツもう一個頼んでいい？
あ、いいよ。
わーい、すいません。
はい
フルーツお願いします。
はい。ちょっと俺トイレ行ってくるわ。
はーい。こっちの方が気楽だわ。
ミサオちゃん、フルーツ一つ追加ね。
はい。
できる？
はい。
うん。あ、メロン少なめでいいや。
包丁錆びてるんですけど。
そう？でも切れるよ。
切れるとかいう問題じゃん。
だって切れるんだもん。そんなの気にならないって。ミサオちゃん、ミサオちゃん。あちらのお客さんについて。指名だってよ。
え？
ん？不服？
いえ。
はい。スマイル。はい、参りましょう。
いつもうちのリーコがお世話になっています。
うちのって失礼ですけど。
俺リーコの彼氏です。
リーコがどこ行ったか知らないんですか？
はい、聞いても教えてくれなかったから。
そっか。リーコあなたには内緒にしてるんだ。
内緒？
なんかごめんなさい、余計なこと言っちゃって。それじゃあ失礼します。
ミサオちゃん、お酒強いね。
いえいえ、私全然お酒弱いんです。おかわり。
なあ、あいついつから働いてんの？
ああ、今日から。なんかお金なくてやばいんだってさ。それよりあんして。ああいう子が好きなんだ。
え？いや、違うって。
あ
すいません。
あら、あんた
リーコ来ていませんか？
夕方来てたけどどうかしたの？
帰ってこないんで
And
す。
I'm back.
こ
Alright,
んな時間なのに
So,
はい。
let's see.
あの子お金に困ってるって言ってたわ
Got
ね。
my water.
お金？
Let me go and
あ
pause
んた
this.
彼氏でしょ？
Alright. So, I don't know if the way I do this for Japanese drama immersion is going to be something that the average person is going to be able to do, which is learn a drama, spend about 10 hours or something it takes to figure out what this drama is all about at near 100% comprehension, and then read or listen to it or read it again or watch it again or something. I don't know. Some people probably it's like if it's they always want something new. The idea of repeating something is offensive to them. I have seen that in like online games where it's like something like RuneScape was updated weekly and apparently like that wasn't fast enough for some people. It's like, oh, I've already got this done. What's something new? Something new. Like again, the development of whatever they released took months of and hundreds or if not thousands of man hours in order to produce this content. And this person consumed it in a couple of hours, and all of a sudden they don't want to look at that again. It's like, couldn't you at least try it twice, or something? Do more than just cursory look. But again, that's some people. But again, I'm kind of guilty of it myself. Usually I don't watch a TV show twice, especially an English show. Same thing, I don't read a book twice. I don't, except for maybe the Game of Thrones, the Song of Ice and Fire series is a series of which I've read twice. But rarely do I read a book twice. I might read reference books more than once, but that's a different issue there. That's not for entertainment. So maybe part of it is I don't look at this so much as part of it's entertainment, but also as part of training. So that's the reason why I'm able to probably watch this more often, even if I wouldn't watch the same TV show more than once. I think the only time I've ever done that is like cartoons, because it's playing on Nickelodeon for my daughter to watch, and so I'd see SpongeBob play more times than was healthy. Okay, let's shrink this down, or actually close it out. So we're going into RTK 8. So what was running into with the problem with the doing part 2 is that I'm running into primitives again, because again what's happening is I'm going through Isaac's book and I skip over Kanji, but it has to deal with primitives that I probably did learn and use it later on. And so, okay, do I spend some time teach it or not? So I'll probably just still go over it. Now for this level, I am always going to go over it. No matter what I run into, I always teach it. I have to, because we have to assume no one's ever learned it before when they're watching the series. Even if I might have already covered, let's say, Festival in the previous video, and then went from Festival to Parade, and from Parade to March. Even if I did that, I'm still going to do it again in this one. In fact, it's more important for this one than in the previous one, because this is technically the first, this is part 1. The other one was part 2. Yeah. And we'll figure out hopefully it'll be a fine balance as we get further and further into the book, because right now we're about 300 characters, we're at number 300, and we got to go all the way to 2,000, even if we're skipping like 1,500 of those. Again, we still got about 555 to cover in both of these lessons, or both of these course series. Okay, so we're at RTK 8. Let me okay, I think I have everything prepped. So let me get the time. So right now it's 1 hour. We'll say 1 hour 27 minutes. It's still the 29th. Alright. So, hello, this is Nuke Marine presenting the Suggested Guide for Japanese Literacy course series on Memorize. Currently we are in Remembering the Kanji Optimized, Part 1, which is 555 kanji from the 2001 Kanji Odyssey Book 1, presented in RTK order. If you've been liking the series, don't forget to, if you've enjoyed the series, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also recommend it to other people that say, hey, I want to learn Japanese, what do I need to do? Recommend this course series to them. Not only the Memorize part, but the videos on YouTube. So, what we are doing now is, let's see, we're starting with the World T Fit. Let's go to preview. Make sure first thing is going to be the world. Okay, we're a little off. Okay. There we are. Alright, so that'll be the first one. That's a memorized thing. No problems there. It's going to be learned in the correct order, hopefully. Alright, so we're going to start with the world, and let's make sure everything we have. So we have our stroke orders already prepped, and we have our and we're also where we need to be for the Isaac stories. So let's begin. And as always, remember, I'm teaching keyword, a meaning of the kanji, or keyword which is unique to this kanji for Isaac's purposes, and also some other things it means, other meanings of this kanji if used in Japanese. What purpose of this course is not to memorize pronunciations, even though I'm going to present some words. We're not learning Japanese words, not learning Japanese pronunciations, although I'm going to kind of present them slightly to you for explanatory purposes of the kanji itself. Learning pronunciation and vocabulary is for the vocabulary and grammar courses, not for this course in particular. Alright, but if you finish this course, learning is going to be easy. Now that dead horse has been beaten once again, let's begin. So right now we're going to do is world. So here we see is field right there and jammed in from what we see immediately in the kanji, and this means world. And again, it just pretty much means the world itself. Some words that use this kanji. Let's see. Kyokai, the boundaries. Let's see. Genkai, limits, bounds. So it actually should be sekai. Sekai. Yeah, here's sekai, the world, society, the universe itself. Sekai. That's the most common word. here's a story, quick story that uses all rice fields are jammed into a very small world. Or what I sort of say, if you ever looked on Google Earth and spread out of the world and spread back, you notice that all the fields look segmented and they start being jammed into one another, and they start blending into the world itself. Let's look at the stroke order. Alright, so if you can see here's field, same as before, or brains if you want to, but field. And there's that third stroke order. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to teach is umbrella, which is going to be the next stroke. We're going to think umbrella. That's not 8. It's going to be something else. Then right here is going to be like the umbrella stand, or in this case jammed in. The umbrella, or it's going to be jammed in, but we'll cover that as well. Here's Heisig. Alright, so first thing we're going to teach is umbrella. And make sure did I do jammed in? Okay, no I didn't. Alright, so let's teach this umbrella and jammed in for purposes. Now this will be a later kanji you'll learn in part 2. But okay, so umbrella. This is a kanji for umbrella. It's a full kanji you'll be learning much later. Alright, so we're just going to worry about this top part. So similar to 8, what we're going to do is we're going to have them connected. So we're going to do one stroke here, then one stroke. Anytime you see this using kanjis, it should be at the top, and I want you to, or whenever it's using kanji, think of a regular umbrella. Someone opened it up, holding it above their head, umbrella. Next thing you're going to see is jammed in. So what it's going to be is think of pirate leg and normal leg, or a walking stick. So we're going to do umbrella jammed into, and this, if you want to, we can look at this as being an umbrella or a pirate leg umbrella case, the pirate umbrella stand. So let's do the umbrella. And usually if you've seen in front of a store would be an umbrella stand, all the umbrellas get jammed into there. So in this case, in front of the store is the pirate. It looks like a peg leg and normal leg umbrella stand. So umbrella stand with one with the peg leg and one with the normal leg holding it up, and then all the umbrellas are jammed into it. So that's jammed in. Now, next part we're going to do is actual called the world. So in this case we're going to do rice field and jammed in. So if you ever seen the world from space, it looks like all the rice fields are jammed into one another. Let's draw that. So first thing in the top half, you want to make sure to draw the world, or draw the rice fields. There we are. So we do the rice fields, and they're all jammed into one another. In the world, see, so we'll do the umbrella. So world, umbrella, and then here's the umbrella stand right there. Alright, and that's the world. Rice field jammed in. Next kanji. No, we're not done. Alrighty. Preview. Alright, now we have his T. So here we have his flower, umbrella, and then this part down here is the bow, or the wooden poles we learned earlier. Alright, so this is T, or also sometimes referred to for brown color, so cha, so T, but like here you have cha-iro, which is the color brown, or the color of tea. Chabangeki, let's see, burlesque, okay, I've never heard that before, a farce. Alright, and what is it, bancha, coarse tea, okay. Then we have is saka, tea and cakes and sweets, okay. Sawakai, tea party, sawakai, and then kisa, tea drinking, tea house, kisa. I think you also hear sado is also a tea house, or for teaching tea ceremony. Alright, tea. Let's look at the stroke orders. Should be pretty simple. So here you have the flowers again. There's the umbrella, and then also bow, or the wooden poles. Instead of tree poles, instead of tree poles. Okay. Let's look what Heisig has to say on the matter. So, okay, just go straight into it. Long wooden poles. All right. So let's say this. So the easiest way I think of is think of a pavilion or something. So there, you want to really appreciate your tea, you want to drink in that pavilion. So this pavilion is decorated with flowers around what looks like an umbrella, and then the umbrella is held up with long wooden poles. So let's do that. So again, you want to drink tea. So maybe tree. So you want to have a place that's decorated, feel nice where you drink your tea. So place is decorated with flowers. So let's do flowers. All right, and the flowers are decorating an umbrella, the top of an umbrella, and the umbrella is being held up by very long poles, wooden poles, or tree poles, right there. Easy peasy. Tea. So that should be easy to visualize. You can actually see this in your head. You should be able to actually picture that in your head. These little elements work together. All right, next thing we have is fit. Now this means to suit or to join up, to fit together. Okay. You may have to see it mixed in with owl, meeting, but in fact the top part here is for meeting, and then meeting a mouse. So imagine like you have two pipes, and we put the pipes together. As long as they can fit into each other, they can meet. Then pipes can meet as long as one can fit into the other. One has to be slightly bigger than the other to meet. Some words that use this. So this is to fit, to suit, to join. And I guess right here is also a decimal point, 1/10 of something. So kodo, a combination corporation. So there's combination meaning there. A union. Koke, sum, total amount. Goke, I'm sorry, godo, goke. Ketsugo, combination, and union again. All right. Now we have go. Now we have is looks like ga. Let's see, gape, combination, union. Okay. Gashaku, lodging together, training camp. Okay. Gaten, consent, assent, understanding. And then this one right here, kasen, make sure we get the one, battle or an engagement. All right, so meeting. Let's look at the stroke order. So first thing is let's look at meeting first. So this is the primitive for meeting, and then we go to fit. So let's look at the primitive first. Control, delete. All right, now the way it's going to be, here's where it's probably coming from. We're going to do this right here, and later you're going to find out this is like a rising cloud. So think of like a cloud of smoke rising up. So in this case for meeting, so what we're going to do is house. Well, umbrella is large enough to hold one meaning. So this is think umbrella and one, and then that's meeting. So just think of a meeting house or something that a meeting is taking, like a boardroom or something. A meeting is happening. Okay, and this is really what we got to be concerned with. All right, now let's go to next part. Now we have is a meeting of mouths. So it's like two pipes fit together. A meeting of mouths, a mouth of a pipe. All right, let's do that. So we got to do the umbrella big enough for one meeting. And then of course we want that to fit together. We want something to fit together. We need these two pipes to fit together or join or union. They need to make sure these two meanings of the mouths fit together. So there's the mouth. All right, so that's fit. All right, next kanji. All right, now we're going back to king, and now we have his look. Have we learned look yet? We may not have learned look yet, so we'll get into that. King must see everything he is present. So anyway, so this means present. Now this means existing, actual, meaning to be present, not to present something, but to be present. Some words. Let's see. Arawaseru. That means to appear. Arawasu means to appear. Let's see. Genshu. Phenomenon. Okay. That's weird. Like, sure. Genzai. Current. Present time. Yogen. The expression. Your presentation. Your representation. To present. Okay. So again, this is like to present something, not present as in a gift. Again, to present. To be present. Let's look at the stroke order real quick. Alright, so here we have king again, and then we have to see, or Mike Wazowski. And I think we've already covered that. If not, I'll be getting into that. And let's go to what Isaac has to say on the map. So this is 259. Okay, so we're at 253. Nothing new there. So here's king. Alright, so first thing I want to do is teach king real quick. Now this is not a kanji you're learning, but you need to know what the kanji is. So king is pretty much do one and nail, do nail, but with the straight stroke. And then do the two. So do nail, two. So maybe the king has a crown nailed to his head or something. So nail, two, or nail. Or one, stick, two. One, stick, two. So like one king held the stick with the second king in order to join together. King. Also what I want to do is when you see king as a primitive, you're going to see it off to the side here. Like here. When you see it like that, think of a scepter, the king's scepter, with the jewel ball on top. The king's scepter. That's the scepter of the king. Alright, so that's what's happening. So this is a king or a scepter. Then we have his jewel. We'll be worrying about that. That's if there's a little drop in there, it means jewel. Treasure, this. Alright, so now, alright, so this is the new thing, was king. This is where we're going to now get the present. Now we got Mike Wazowski. So we have, let's see, the king of monsters. I guess we can think of the king of monsters. Or wanted to see where the human got invaded, so Mike Wazowski, or in this case C. There are different ways we can do the story. Let's look at our story first. The king, so there's a king, who can clearly see the present state of affairs, using through the crystal ball on his staff, the crystal ball on his scepter. He's able to see the present condition of the land through looking through that scepter. I think if you do Lord of the Rings, it's maybe that Palantir or something. All right, let's draw this bad boy. Okay, so there's the king, and this is now. So what we do is the king's scepter. So we think of present. He wanted to see the present condition of the land. Present, think of present condition. So the king wanted to see the present condition of the land. So he took his scepter and he looked into it, and he saw into it, to see into it. So to see, remember, is Mike Wazowski. So we want to do the eye. And Mike Wazowski, what is he? Maybe saw Mike Wazowski was hiding the baby Boo, or little girl Boo. And there's Mike Wazowski on his human legs, or his pirate leg and club foot. Alright, present. Next. Alright, now here's whole. Now here we have king under here's the umbrella and coal. No, this is whole, the entirety. So the king needed to spend all day looking at his whole kingdom. So he has to have an umbrella over his head so he's not getting sunburned, because again he has a lot of things to look at in order to see the entire country and keep the sun out of his eyes. So whole, the entire, complete, everything. Mataku, which is kind of like everything, like completely. Zenbu, everything, all, entirety. Let's see, Zenkoku, the countrywide, nationwide, the entire country. And Kanzen, perfection, completeness, for, whole. The king takes up the whole space under his huge umbrella in this case, but in this case whole, like I just think like the whole kingdom, like everything. Stroke order is going to be very simple. It's just umbrella and king. Now look, 1, 2, 3, 4. So remember, 1 stick, 2. 1 stick, 2. Whole. And sometimes this first stroke is a little shorter than the 2 strokes after, in the 2 following strokes. Let's see what Heisig has to bring up at. Let's see. Got lunatic, emperor, display. Here we are. I have whole. Yeah, nothing different there. So let's draw it. Delete. Okay. So remember, the whole kingdom. So standing under his umbrella, the king. So let's do king. Sees his whole kingdom. I want to see the whole kingdom. Alright. Or maybe it's like if you needed to do Lion King. Actually for king, if you want to think Lion King, you can do that as well. Whatever you want to do. I mean, it's up to you. Whatever helps you associate. But yeah, maybe that's like Mufasa showing Simba the whole kingdom. This is everything the light touches is ours. Except for that little place over there. We never go talk to that place. Okay. Next up, that's whole. now we have is logic, and I think I showed black earlier, so this is like king and computer and logic. So so like the computer is the king of logic is a good, yeah, right there. The king of logic is computers, logic. You need logic, you need to go with the king of logic, which is the computer, which is either yes or no, and it does a lot of yes or no's very well. King of logic, king computer. Let's look at. Okay, so here's logic. Arrangement, reasons, justice or truth. So in this, usually it's like reason or logic. So let's see, Rika, science. Okay, so yeah, Ryu, oh, come here. Reason, pretext, motive. Seiri, careful about saying that. That might that also means period, but in this case, so sorting, arrangement, organization also means physiology or menstruation. Yeah. Logic. Ooh, sorry about that. Let's see. Here's the stroke order. Fairly simple. So do the king. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do now. Remember, for computer, do the sun, then the stick. So which later we'll learn as armor. But do the armor and then 2. Do the 2 strokes last. All right. So sun, stick, then the number 2. Kind of like the bottom of how we do this part. Do the stick, then the 2. Alright, let's do, what does Heisig has to bring in? This is 265. Let's see, plug into. Alright, so right here is the, yeah, nothing to worry about there. Let's draw it. And if you're using like jewel scenery, it's whatever you want to use for visuals, but the King's Scepter had circuitry in it to help with this logical ruling of the kingdom, if you want to keep the king motif going. So logic, the king of logic is the computer. So let's do the king and the king of logic, and we'll do this in 2 strokes. So we'll do, here's the sun with the 1, okay, so the king of logic is the computer. Then 2. Alright, and that's reason, logic. That's logic. Okay, next kanji. How are we doing on time? 146. Taking a little longer than it should, but okay. Alright, now we have his Lord. Yeah, so this is king with a little drop above it. So if you ever do a Song of Ice and Fire or Game of Thrones, you know you get Lord Eddard Stark and King Robert Baratheon. So you have king and lord. So a lord is just a drop below the king. A drop below the king is the lord. Okay, because he's lord over a smaller area. Lord. Now, some words that have this is Lord, the chief of something, the master of something. Also, maybe in reference to husband as well, the principal thing, main thing. So let's see, Omo, chief, main principal. We have Meishi, or Nushi, sorry, Nushi. That's the head of the household. Mochi Nushi is like the owner, whatnot. Let's see, Shujin, head of the household, the employer. Shujin, host or hostess. Shuken, the sovereign, the sovereignty, supremacy. Seishu, the chief mourner, the donor, the benefactor, chief. Okay. Then we have Hoshu, high priest. That's interesting. Hosu, Bo. Oh wait, this is Bo. Okay. Bozu. Buddhist priest. Alright, so Lord is a little drop from the king in hierarchy. Alright, so similar. Stroke order is going to be very simple. So do the drop. So the drop, so from top to left to bottom right. Alright, and so yeah, that direction is sort of important. So boom. So go in the same direction as the first stroke of the king. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, so that should be easy. Let's look what Heisig has to be. Now, when you see this as a primitive, it's going to mean something a little different. Alright, so there's the Lord's castle. So when it's saying a solid brass candlestick or candelabra, so imagine like, you remember like you're in a cave or a dungeon or something, so there's a little metal torch. So think of that as being a candelabra, big candelabra, big metal torch. They can either hold a flame, oil or something, or also water or liquid or something. But yeah, candelabra. That'll be, yeah. So when it's used in other kanji. So don't think of Lord, think of candlestick. So here we go. Control delete. Alright, so here we go. So let's say, so we got to do that little drop. Do a little drop. There's the one. Little drop. There's the nail. Little drop, there's the nail, and then the 2. Boom. That is Lord. And then you're also going to sometimes see it, I don't recall seeing it over to the side. It might be somewhere in here. You'll also see it normally. It's not distorted. It's not distorted too much. It just is used different ways. Alright, so that's Lord. Lord. Not king, Lord. Drop below the king is a Lord. Next kanji. Pour. So here is where the understand about the metal brass candelabra or candlestick is good, because what you're going to happen is pouring. Now this is pour as in to irrigate, get water into something, shed tears, tears flowing through. So it's flow into, concentrate on, like pour attention onto something, notes, comment, annotate. Some words that use it. Let's see, sosogu, sosoide, could I think that's pour. Yeah, I think that is pour, like pouring a drink for somebody. Sosogu, pour somebody a drink. Chunyu, the pouring, injection. And then here, chui, caution, being careful. So paying attention, pouring attention at something. Hachu, ordering something, placing an order. So I guess pouring requests into something. Pour. Now here's visualize an idiot trying to figure out how to extinguish a candle. He sees a glass of water and decides to pour it onto the candlestick to put it out. Water spills everywhere. Okay, yeah, so pouring water onto the candlestick to extinguish it. Yeah, to turn off the fire or something. Yeah, pouring water. Or sometimes also it's like you're running out of cups, so you get rid of the flame and put water into the candlestick or candelabra to pour water out. You have to pour the water out of it in order to use that candelabra as for flames again. So yeah, some idiot poured water into it. Now you got to pour the water out in order to use it for flames again. Sure, that works. Stroke order. Okay, so there it is. 1, 2, 3. There's the water again. 1, 2, 3. Or she, like if you're writing she. There's a stroke similar to the one stroke, and then Lord. So water, Lord. Water and Lord. Pour, or water and candlestick. So pour water out of the candlestick prior to using it. Okay, pour water out of the candlestick. Pour, yeah, same as that. It's just very, very silly anyway. So let's draw it, or let's write it. 1, 2, 3. So pour. So pour water out of. Pour water out of. Let's do that one. Do that. Water out of the candlestick. Jack me nimble, Jack be stick. Jack poured water out of the candlestick. Pour. Boom. Next. Gold. Alright, so this is good. So this is going to have a slightly different stroke order for king than the previous ones, but we'll go into that. So this is gold. So by this time I think we've learned all the days of the week. You'll find out days of the week are using Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, which is fire, Wednesday is water, Thursday is tree, Friday is gold, and then Saturday is dirt. So you learned all, same as like you learned the numbers 1 through 10, so you learn to count to 10. And with that you also learn the hundreds, so you can count to 100, because you just use 2 tens and 5 and a 5 is 25, or 6 tens and a 8 is 68. So 2 hundreds and a 3 is 203. Then you have 1,000, so 3,000s and 400s and a 50. You know, we can go into that. So you can do numbers, but also now you learned is days. So we haven't learned the kanji for days of the week, but we have learned the kanji you normally use for days. And also we can even do months. I can show you later, but we'll worry about that. All right, so this is gold. Now this really just means gold, the metal gold. Also the gold, the color. So let's say it. So here's kane, money, metal. Kinzoku, this is metal, like the substance metal. Kinsen, money or cash. Wish it wouldn't. Okay. Junkin, pure gold, solid gold. Kiniro, which is like golden color. Not necessarily yellow, that would be kiro, but golden in color. So slightly different than yellow. Kongoriki. Oh. Kongoriki. Let me look at that again. Kiniro. Kongo. So I guess we're using gold. Kon. So I guess it may have been Kon Ito. Kon Ito would have been another version. So Kongo Reki, superhuman, nope, Yeah, superhuman strength. Go figure. Okay, that's new to me. Ogon gold. Okay, yellow gold. Yeah. Quick story real quick before we begin. The fat king takes up the whole space on the umbrella. He isn't fat. He just has two big guards, two big gold bars. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of the golden scepter of the king being melted down into gold bars, drop by drop. But that's me. That's not my story. That's another story. But that happens. All right, let's look at the stroke orders. So stroke order is different. So do the umbrella. So under the umbrella, the king's scepter is being melted down. Now the king's scepter, in this case, do the two horizontal strokes first, then do the center stroke. So I don't think we've learned Ase yet, but yeah. So do this. Then we're going to do the two drop by drops. We're going to be going in different directions. Then finally, we're going to do the base of the scepter. Right, and that's going to be like melting the golden scepter into bars. Or if you ever remembered the melting of the sword ice down into the two different swords in a Game of Thrones. That's another visual. Usually it's a visual of gold melting into something else. Here's Heisig's story on the matter. Let's see. So here's this learning gold in and of itself. So again, look at that stroke orders. 2 strokes, center, drop by drop. And when you're going to see it in other kanji, it's not just gold, but any metal at all. And we'll be covering that as well. So let's do this. Control delete. Alright, so gold. So the king has passed away, so he's laying under the umbrella. So let's say, so here's the umbrella. So it's already his funeral. Alright? And then his scepter, so we're going to start the scepters. It starts melting down. So let's do first 2 strokes, then the center part. First 2 strokes. Usually this first stroke is shorter than the second. And shrink down. So, and then that scepter is being melted down from the bottom. Drop by drop. Drop by drop. Till this into the floor, into the gold bars on the floor. Drop by drop. Okay. Now you're going to see this in other kanji. Usually off to the side, the story there might be, but it usually be like this. 1, 2, same thing. 1, 2, 3. Do the little drops. 1, 2, 3. Drop, drop, and then usually angled up. The last stroke is angled up a little. Now, when you see it like this, it means a metal. It could be any metal. It doesn't have to be gold. It could be silver. It could be bronze. It could be copper. All right. It could be any of these metals, but even gold itself again. But yeah, gold. Next kanji. Roadway. So here we're going to learn is neck. I think did we already learn? No, we haven't learned neck. That's in part 2, but you're going to learn it for the purposes of roadway, which is, think of rubbernecking on the road. When you're driving down the roadway, one thing you hate is people rubbernecking at accidents on the roadway. So this could be a roadway, a street, a district, a journey, or a course. And also in this case, moral teaching. So if you ever heard of Aikido, this is the do of Aikido. This is the do of Judo. This is the do of Sado, or Shokudo or Shodo. Just any type of method of learning something, the art of doing something. So the path of doing something. You ever heard the path of the road, or Bushido? That's the path of the warrior, the way of the warrior, roadway. All right, so, but yeah, that's that. Now let's say you're going to learn Michi, which is pretty much straightforward, a road, street, path. So yeah, that's dodo, a road or a highway. Gosoku dodo would be like a high-speed highway. Okay. Dotoku, morals. Okay, way of doing something, way of acting. Holdo, information. Holdo, information report. Shinto, the Shinto religion, the way of the gods path. Shinto. Let's look at the stroke order. So here's the stroke order. Let's see. Here's gold. Boom, boom, boom. Now we're doing this one. All right. So first thing is we have to learn neck. So let me teach neck first, and we're also going to teach. We'll do that. I tell you what. I'll do that Heisig will be it. So we're going from 269 to 277. So let's see what Heisig brings up. Okay, so we got Pigger, nothing, plots. Okay, so I'm not sure if I already taught you neck or not, if it was in this lesson, and I apologize because I think we did it. Yeah, I don't think I taught neck in this area. Maybe I should have that kanji off to the side. So yeah, we're going to learn kubi, or neck, bottleneck, or in this case I always think of rubbernecking. So first thing we're going to learn is road, and also we're going to learn neck. So let's make sure we get that. So let's delete this. Alright, so first thing to learn neck is, I want you to learn is, remember these two things up here, or so that these are animal horns, like animal horns on bulls, cows, whatever, animal horns. And usually it's on the skull, so that second stroke there will be the skull. So yeah, 1, 2, 3. Alright. Next thing is, we already know have nose. Now remember I said for nose you can think of almost anything. Snuffleupagus, elephant, Pinocchio, whatever. We're going to think elephant nose. Now what we want is put these horns onto an elephant's nose so that his nose looks like a giraffe's neck. So think of neck, think of giraffe's neck, and let's say the elephant played the giraffe in the school play, so he put the horns on the top of his nose. So now that looks like his nose with the horns look like a giraffe's neck. So animal horns put on the elephant's nose is neck. Okay. Next thing we're going to do, now we want to do is learn road. Road is 3 strokes, but it's going to look like 2. So first thing is, let's say that you need a signal for the road, so that could be this first thing is like the signal saying whether direction of the road is going. Right? And you have a road going, usually, yeah, I know it looks stupid, but it looks like a little squiggly line going down. Squiggly line. So yeah, so there's the signal of which direction we want to go to the road. Do you want to go down the path, the curved path, curved vertical path, and then also, or the smoother horizontal path? And then that's the second stroke. So this technically counts as 2 strokes. Or okay, so it's 1, 2, 3 strokes. That's road. All right. Road is normally in the most kanji written last. So you do something, and then you put it. Then it just happens to take place on the road. And it could be dirt road, highway, any type of road you can imagine in your head. All right. So now what we want to do is roadway, the actual full kanji for roadway. So when we think of roadway, you think of rubbernecking on the road. So think of neck, which is animal horns on the nose, and then here's the neck, animal horns on the nose, taking place in the roadway. We'll do, maybe I shouldn't do this like stroke by stroke. On the roadway. And normally that, when I'm doing writing, like if I'm actually writing kanji, I normally don't write kanji anyway, but if I am, I usually do that as almost like, it's almost like a single stroke, but technically it counts as 2 strokes. Alright, so let's see what Heisig said about that. But yeah, you can kind of see how I go, and then a little smooth stroke ending, and you can even see it here, boom, like 1, almost looks like he's doing a 3, pum, and then a smoother stroke. So the curved road or the smooth road, which one do you want to take? And then there is a signal to say the direction you want to go in. And there's the rubberneck. All right, next kanji. So that's roadway. All right, now we have his creation. We already learned cow, and so this is sitting cow on a mouse, so that's revelation. I think. Did y'all learn revelation? Okay, we'll learn that's a revelation. We'll cover that. In fact, I think we're skipping it, so we'll cover that when we get to it. Creation. So, cow, mouth, road. Create. Skuru, to make something. Structure, physique, creation. So, usually for the story I did, I said in the Bible, the road from revelation, from creation, Genesis, to Revelation, the last chapter of the Bible, there was the road from creation to Revelations. So in this case, Revelation is first. Where in this case, a cow's mouth eating all the grass on the path with its mouth. So he creates a road. He created a road by eating grass on the path. So that's kind of a cute story. Some other words this means. So sukuru, to create or make something. Zo sen, shipbuilding. Okay. Zoka, increase, increment, addition, add stuff to it. Kozo, structure, construction of something. Okay. Let's see. Here's the, so little different stroke order for cow, although you probably didn't learn cow, so we'll cover that as well. But yeah, so it's 281. So let's see. Let's go slowly to it. So there's 281. All right. Just in case, I cannot remember if you learned cow or not. Maybe I should tell you what. Let me. Why am I making this hard? Let me just make sure. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. I taught cows to you before, so there we go. There's Revelation. Let's see. Speaking of which, yeah. So, yeah. I'll tell you what. I'll make sure to look back and see if I covered these lessons. Because again, I am skipping kanji in order to get to this. Here we go. So let's Control Delete. In fact, let me see something. So I don't think neck was previously. Yeah, I didn't teach you neck. So yeah, I did have to teach you neck, but we don't have to teach you Revelation. All right. So let's see. Yep. So laid out on the road. So let's just do. Okay. So let's say you're doing creation to create something. So it's revealed the creation, or to create the creation of the road, was by the cow, the enlightened cow, eating grass to build a road. Okay, so the creation was done by the. So let's do the enlightened cow, or the revealing cow. And again, the revealing cow is sitting down, eating grass with its mouth on the. And that created a road. Okay, wow, that I screwed that up. Ooh. Okay, so there's a cow on the road. Okay, that's creation. Revelations on the road to creation, or something. If you want to do it, but yeah, visual. Next kanji. Car. All right, this is a good one. Now this is actually this is a fun kanji. It's used in a lot of things. Basically, it's like one sun, one in a line you're going through it. But kuruma, car, automobile, vehicle, some type of mechanical conveyance. Some other words that use it. Sharin, a car wheel. Shako, a garage, a car shed, a carport. Densha, that's a, like densha toko, this is a very common word for train. Electric car, electric train. Because there's also a steam train, which is called a kisha, but we want to care about this densha. Alrighty, let's look at the stroke order. And I'll point out, so you see the stroke order, you do one, do the kanji for sun, do the bottom one. So this is a kanji in itself, the one, sun, and one, it's like, don't worry about that. And then finally, that final stroke, like the body of car, this could be like the axle. Woo! The axle of the wheel. So think of this as being we'll find out, like this is a wheel, and this is a wheel, and this is like a cart. So this is the body of the cart, and then this is the axle of both wheels going through the cart. So the cart's resting on that and being pulled by the peasants or something, or by people conveying. All right. So it looks like if you're looking down above a cart, it kind of looks like that. Wheel. Let's go. What does Heisig have on this? Let's see. Urge, escape, environs. There we go. Car. Yeah, and anytime you see it as a primitive, and just think car. You might, or something of a vehicle being moving something. All right, let's do that. Let's look at that. All right, so this is a fun kanji because you can use it. So do the one, then do sun. One, sun, one. All right, so this is a kanji, but don't worry about that because now you're going to take that stick. That's the axle for the. So think of the first. That's the first wheel, body of the cart. Second wheel. Then you're going to take that axle, run it through everything. So now it's all connected. Now you've got vehicle, car. All right, car. Yeah. So now you've got car, kuruma. Next. Now that we have a car, let's go and take along something. This means take along means to bring along with you. Connect, join, a part in it as a party or a clique. So right there, take along, lead, join, connect. Usually like surete, like to bring along with you. So that's what sureru is, or suru, surane. Sureru means to bring something, like sureru, sureru, surete kuru, surete kuru, surete kuru, tsu, tsu, surete kuru. Su and su, I'm really bad at that. Okay, some other words. Rengo. Rengo, union, alliance, combination. Renzoku, serial, consecutive, continuity. And kanren, relation, connection, relevance. So again, the meaning doesn't kind of like fit into these as much, but these last parts of it that meaning starts coming through. Go along. Yeah, the kanji means linked in series, which is to go along with each other, take along. Yeah, union with something, but also to bring along with you. Alright, so let's look at the stroke order. So, as before, do the car first, and just with the roads, road is normally done last. So, the same thing applies here. Do the car, and then there's the road you're going to use to take along people, take along with you in the car. You're going to bring people and take them along with you in the car. Okay, so take along someone with you in the car on the road to somewhere, on a road trip. Alright, so let's draw it. So, alright, so let's say, okay, so take along. So take along somebody for a ride in the car. So let's do car. Let's do one son and one son axle, one son axle, road, one son axle, boom, road. Okay, done. Take along. Tsurete. Tsurete. So it's not tsurete, tsurete. Su. My pronunciation is horrible. Next kanji. Now we have animal horns again. Boom, boom. And we have flesh and saber. So this means in front of. So there's before it was seki, sen, and this is in front of. So before and in front, which could mean it could, depending on the word it used, and if you translate it directly into English, it sounds like they reverse positions, like they could be either or, but it depends on the word it's being used in. But it could be in front of or before, which again just depends on the word is. But pretty much think out in front versus behind or before, happening before something, or this happened after or in place of something. It's kind of weird, depends on the word. This is where vocabulary so I can play. But as far as we concerned, before is the cow on legs. In front is the animal horns in front of the butcher shop. So this is mae. Some time ago, before, previously, to the hour. Also could mean omae, like the person in front of you. Like in front of a shop. Let's see, does this have it? Yeah, in front of a bus, in front of a shop, in front of a building. Some other things. Zengo. Let's see. Zengo. Around, throughout, front and back. Oh yeah, so this is like the two opposites here. Front and back, before and in front of and behind of. Izen. Since, before, previously. Kuzen. Unprecedented, record-breaking. Alrighty. Front of. So like here's the story real quick. If you stand in front of a shop with animal horns and you're asking for your turkey drumstick to be cut with a saber or butchered, if you preferred. Butcher. So it's like meat or flesh, or kind of like flesh. Yeah, it's got like part of the body and saber, or drumstick and saber. Think of butcher. Alrighty. Let's look at the stroke order real quick. So here we got the animal horns. Usually animal horns are placed on something. So like mounted animal horns if you want to. We got moon, or in this case flesh or part of the body if we want to. And then saber. Let's see, that's 290. Let's see what Isaac has to say on the matter. Let's see. No, he doesn't bring up anything. Yeah, here he says flesh and saber combines to make a butcher. So yeah, that's Alright, so don't worry about this kanji. No, so this is not going to be used in any other kanji. This is pretty much, he's saying this is just used on its own and it's not appearing with anything else. So that should keep it, don't have to worry too much about confusing it with before. Alright, so let's draw this out. Alright, so first off is the animal horns. There's the animal horns, and we want to mount the animal horns, same as when we did for neck. So we're going to mount the animal horns and put them in front of the butcher shop to show, hey, I'm a butcher shop. So we're going to do the butcher shop that serves fleshy parts of the body that have been cut off with saber. So there's a saber. So again, this would be to help you out. You'll see this in a few kanji. Think of, when you see this, just think of butcher. The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, butcher. Alright, so this is before. So the animal horns are put out in front of the butcher shop. Okay, the animal horns are put out, and so think animal horns in front of a butcher shop. Alright, next kanji. Each. Now here I kind of use this is going to be my little Gandalf of the. There's kind of a reason for it, and I don't know. I just kind of stuck with it, but you're going to find this is the walking stick and mouth. Reason why I'm thinking Gandalf the Grey is like in the Lord of the Rings, because he's always walking and talking, you know, trying to give wisdom to people, to each and every person he meets, or each and every hobbit, each and every dwarf. Because also when he was in, if you saw the movie The Hobbit, you saw Gandalf, or read the book, Gandalf's in there naming off each and every one of the dwarves by name. Let's see, oh no, each, every, either. Okay, I've never heard that word before, but okay. Kakuji, individual, each. Okay. Kakushu, every kind, all sorts. Okay. Kakui, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, attention. Let's see, what is that? Okay. Each of the stilts are perfectly made. So usually some people are going to think stilts. I think walking legs or walking stick. Sandwich? Or did you want to make a sandwich? Or? Yeah, probably not. Sure. And also a little mouth. So each of stilts perfectly said the dealer's mouth. We'll look at some other. There are some other stories. You're probably gonna have to think of a story for this, because this is gonna appear in a lot of kanji. So make sure it's something that sticks with you. It has to visually stick with you, because it's gonna appear in a lot of kanji. Let's look at the stroke orders. All right, so this is the last kanji, but so we're gonna do walking stick, which we'll learn is ku, and then here. Let's make sure. Did we use that before? I don't think we learned it before. All right. So we have each. Here's what Isaac has to say on the matter. Okay, so here you have his walking legs. So that's why I'm thinking of Gandalf, because he's this tall character. You see, whenever you see the hobbits or the dwarves, you usually just see Gandalf's legs. So that's why I'm thinking walking legs. And then here is each. Is again, I'm thinking he's like, you see him mumbling with his mouth, talking about naming off each and every dwarf, each and every hobbit, because he's good about that, or each and every tree, each his own, or every. Okay, and each. All right, so let's do this. All right, Control Delete. All right, so first thing is walking leg. So what you do is think back of katakana. All right, and ku, which is a little drop, and there's the food bowl. So that's ku. So for walking legs, I want you to do ku, and then that. Now all of a sudden, now you have walking legs, or Gandalf. This is just Gandalf himself, walking legs. Now, when I'm saying each, I usually think of each. I usually am thinking Gandalf talking to each and every hobbit, each and every dwarf. So we want to do the talking, and then we want to do with his mouth. All right, and then for me, I'm envisioning that like him naming. He's actually in the. This is Gandalf in the Hobbit hole, naming off each and every one of the dwarves. This is Gandalf on the road, naming off each of the hobbits or each of the locations. You know, it's just him in a teaching mode, talking mode. Gandalf the Grey. So that's why I usually think of it as Gandalf the Grey. Gandalf walking. Yeah, so that's each. So you think of each, think of, for me it was like each and every dwarf was named by Gandalf the Grey. So in Gandalf walking sticks with his mouth, talking with his mouth. Alright, and that's the visual. That should be the last one. Maybe there's one. Yeah, because there's a set guy, so that's already done. Alright. So that completes it. That was about 46 minutes. Not too bad. And plus another minute or so for World. We covered some primitives, and I was doing some missteps. Sorry about that. But pretty much, yeah, we're going on a decent pace. So it's going to be always taking about 40 to 50 minutes to do these lessons. Let's see all of them. So yeah, we covered all of them. Pretty much what you should do is after you've sat through this video, you can then go through and just do the lesson. I think if you did the lesson and memorized after watching this video and practicing on yourself, that you find those 15 characters are just no problem. It's almost like embarrassingly easy to do it, which is my recommendation anyway. Time is now 2 hours and 20 minutes, so that's the end of the lesson. So I'm going to start back into my review sessions. Got 3 people watching in the stream. Let's see, is there any conversations? I'm not seeing anything about. I'm seeing Japanese and English being discussed here, so nothing too big there. Let's do a quick refresh, see if some other stuff popped up. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything. Okay, yeah, there's nothing new there. And let's do here. See if anything else popped up. Yeah, sneaky deck. Nope, nothing. Alright, good. Defense language proficiency test. Yeah, I took that. I wonder what he's asking about that. That's for another time. So let's go back. There. Alright, so let's go to levels. Alright, set this off to the side. Whew. Take a breather, sorry. Kind of been realizing like it's kind of exhausting doing these videos because I'm basically teaching for like 40 almost 2 hours of this portion because of doing the videos, and then of course I'm kind of mentally exhausted when it comes to doing the review part, which I've been saving these for the end. That's no big deal. I mean, again, that's eventually though this is all going to pay off in dividends, I can imagine. If you are in the stream, feel free to comment, make suggestions and whatnot. That's no problem. If you are seeing my reviews, here's what's happening. If you go to group study, whatnot, I got the links to the course listing, link to the Discord chat, links to the archive, live stream links there, whatnot. And I need to fill in these with the previous courses that I've been covering. I need to. I haven't. It does take too long. I just got to sit down and actually get it down. Like rewatch the videos, make sure I get the correct time, the actual timestamp of when the lesson did start, and link to that. So that's no big deal. And let's see. So let's see. I have 120, 30, and 260. All right. So what I'll do is 20, 20, 20, 20, 10, 20. So we'll do it like that. So let's do remember the kanji first. So I'm going to do it in sets of 20s, and until I get to the 3-hour mark, in which case I call it a day. Okay? And let's begin. And again, feel free to talk, chatter on the discussion board. That's no problem. So let me shrink this down. Okay. Alright, so this is work. So that's heavy and power. So it's heavy and Superman. That's work. Hataraku. And then super spook. Oh, yeah, that's yes, this one. Okay, so I got a second. Okay, so move is heavy and power. So Superman's able to move something heavy. Batman does work smarter, not harder. So he doesn't just move stuff with the heavy stuff thing. He uses his brain. So work smarter, not harder. There you got Batman. He moves out way of heavy stuff thrown his way. Person in charge. So that's should be Batman and lineage or descendant. So he's now the person in charge. Yeah. So that's how he took charge of Wayne Industries, because he just happened to be the the son of the end. So Spider-Man comic book ends in the winter, or they say his or his webbing doesn't work and gets frozen in winter, because at the end of Spider-Man research, so that's researching into holes in baseballs, make them throw faster, or now so that could also be yeah, baseball. Yeah. Near, that's the axe. The axe murder on the road draws near, or it comes near you. You don't want it near you, getting closer and closer on your near and near to you on the road. It shouldn't be draw near, because that's a different kanji. South, that's you know, it's dirt, or that's the dirt belt, and sheep, dirt belt, I think. I mean, it's this thing here. So that's happiness. So it's happiness and belt. So maybe down south is like the happiness belt. Happiness belt. South of that is where. Okay, I guess it could be a sexual imagery there. The happiness belt. Solicit, talk to your blue in the face. You can be there and solicit means you're talking to your blue in the face. I'm not going to buy it. Meal, so that's a. It should be meshi. So it's like eating. This is, yeah. So this is one with the anti meal. So once you eat it, then there's no meal. So it's kind of like the opposite. When you're eating it, like the meal becomes not there. Now that's Ima, so it's not meeting and at 7 o'clock, but if you see it, when you see this drawing, it looks like meeting and fu, but yeah, it kind of looks like a blue, so it's life and moon. Also has blue screen. Now remember, this green, you can hear things that we associate being green described as blue, like green traffic light and green grass can be referred to as aoi in Japanese. You'll learn that's the reason why it says like blue and green. There is a kanji straight for effort specifically for green. Alrighty, interval. So this is Aida. So this is gates and the sun passing through the bars of the gate at specific intervals. Right there. Heavy. So this is 1,000 computers are really heavy, or original computers are weighed 1,000 pounds. Heavy. Move, so that's only Superman can move that 1,000-pound or 1,000-ton computer. There's Superman power. Or yeah. Ride. This is Noseru, so that's the ride out to the grain. Yeah, it's kind of like grain silo. Taking a ride on the grain silo belt. I was thinking, yeah, we'll get with that. Sutra. So this is the pass-through spiral. So this is Spider-Man had to learn the sutra of how to properly use toilet paper, because so Spider-Man and toilet paper. The toilet paper roll. Open, so this is the gate, but this time is pushed open with two hands. There's the gate, there's the two hands. Clear up, so that's the sun. Now this is Hareru. Yeah, so let's clear up, the sun clears up, so that's the sun in blue. Blue sky. Sun comes out, clears up, blue sky. Drunk. Yopurai. So this is 9 and 10. 90 proof liquor. Drinking 90 proof sake. So it's sake 9 and 10. Sake 9 and 10. Honey. Daijoubu? Beforehand. So this is the tennis racket. I think of it as tennis racket. That's all I do. But yeah, it's this right here. So it looks like Ma and that one. Negative. So this is there's negative and there's not. Negative, I believe, is not mouth. A mouth is like this game, not all the time. Okay, so this is not. Okay, so this is negative, and then not is a negative mouth. Always saying not all the time. Okay, negative. And I probably could think of something. What I could do is, like, I could always put something and say, hey, it's not this particular, because there's a couple of things that refer to negative. Anti, like there's anti, and there's not, and then there's un. And again, this is not treating your ability to distinguish similes, words, similar words of each other. It's about, again, memorizing kanji. That's why I have no problem putting hints or something into the questions. Okay, that's done. Let's do. Ten of these. Neko ga inai. Neko ga inakatta. There was no cat. Neko wa inakatta.
猫はいなかった。
Okane or kane.
金
Kane. Jim wa asobanai. Jim wa asobanai. Jim ga asobanai.
ジムが遊ばない。
Heya. Heya.
部屋
Mainichi. Mainichi.
毎日
Mainichi. Watashi wa kao. Watashi wa kao.
私は買う。
Watashi wa kao. Arasu wa taberu. Arasu wa taberu.
アリスは食べる。
Taberu. Bubble mo. Shinai. Bubble mo shinai. Bubble mo shinai.
ボブもしない。
Bubble mo shinai. Aru. Aru. Aru.
ある
Aru. Bubble mo suru.
ボブもする。
Bubble mo suru. Okay. That's done. And yeah, we'll save for the next one. All right. You want right now or? Okay. Chotomate. All right. Let me go and set something up real quick. Let's see. I'm at the 2-hour 30 mark. I'm going to just take a quick break. I'll keep talking though. And wife is asking for a drama to be played, which should be kind of interesting. You want episode 3? Go on. Okay. You got the. Did you put the? Is it? Where's the? Or. I tell you what. No. You can keep it. Are you still using it? Are you still making cards? No. Okay. And you there. And let's go to Little Mouse. Yeah, there's a nice drama that was about released 20 years ago called Odoru Daiso Sasen. Because easy way, imagine if Scrubs were set in a police station, but a bit more realistic and less of the fantasy imaginations of the lead character. I think it worked out really good as a drama. It would have. All right, let's see. Make sure this is turned on. All right. And let's see. What have we got? Videos, dramas, Sasan, and play. I gotta activate the subtitles on that. Oh, thank you. No, there's no subtitles for this right now, but that's okay. Okay, come on. Play if you will. There we are. There we go. All right, and I'm still going to be talking. Is that all right? All right, good. Alright, apologize for the quick break. Alright, so probably be hearing some stuff in the background. That shouldn't be a problem. And let's keep studying. Again, just got a half hour left. Then I'll... Now remember, when you're studying, do your reviews first, then learn new stuff. Don't do what I'm doing, which is holding the reviews till later. Again, the reason why I'm doing it this way is, as always, I'm doing it for streaming purposes. I don't think you'll be streaming live, so it shouldn't be a problem. Alright, let's see, what do we got? Let me catch my bearings here real quick. Okay. Alright, so we got a 2020. Alright, let's go. Vocabulary words. So,
明日からタバコをやめるつもりです。
明日からタバコをやめるつもりです。つもりです。明日からタバコをやめるつもりです。
日本語で作文を書きました。
日本語で作文を書きました。作文？日本語で作文を書きました。
タクシーを呼んでください。
タクシーを呼んでください。タクシーを呼んでください。タクシー。
音楽は彼の得意な分野です。
音楽は彼の得意な分野です。音楽は彼の得意な分野です。サラリーマン。Okay. See, you got that. サラリーマン。Worst superhero ever.
サラリーマン。
サラリーマン。カメラ。
あの店員はとても親切です。
あの店員はとても親切です。あの店員はとても親切です。
彼からたびたびメールが来ます。
彼はたびたびメールが来ます。彼はたびたびメールが来ます。彼からたびたび。
はじめに会長が挨拶した。
はじめに会長が挨拶した。会長。kind of like 社長、会長。はじめに会長が、This is President of the Society。会長が挨拶した。会長。
ガソリンの価格がどんどん上がっている。
ガソリンの価格がどんどん上がっている。価格。ガソリンの価格がどんどん上がっている。Okay, that's it. Got one more of these.
彼は銀メダルを取った。
彼は銀メダルを取った。メダルを取った。
この絵はゴッホの作品だ。
この絵はゴッホの作品だ。This is Go, as in Vincent van Gogh. ゴッホの作品だ。
この商品はよく売れている。
この商品はよく売れている。商品よく売れている。
私は地下鉄で通勤しています。
私は地下鉄で通勤しています。地下鉄。通勤。私は地下鉄で通勤しています。通勤。Foreign language。外国語。
外国語。私たちは駅の階段を駆け上がった。
私たちは駅の階段を駆け上がった。私たちは駅のOkay, in this 階段。そう、私たちは駅の階段を駆け上がった。ガス。
ガス。昼は蕎麦屋に行きました。
昼は蕎麦屋に来ました。蕎麦屋。昼は蕎麦屋に来ました。Yeah, I went there yesterday actually. Yesterday for lunch. It was really good.
駅の売店で雑誌を買った。
駅の売店で雑誌を買った。売店 is like a small booth or a shop in like a underground, like near a, 駅の売店で雑誌を買った。
父は用事で出かけています。
父は用事で出かけています。父は用事で出かけています。Alright, I think that's the second set. Yeah, alright. Let's go again. Okay, Kanji. Shrink this down. Okay, Shitsumon. So this is a gate, mouth at the gates asking, can you let me in? Here has the ear at the gate to listen what's happening inside. Building. I want to say that's like the lunchroom or the cafeteria, and is a building. Yeah, so it's kind of weird to explain. So I just think of that as being cafeteria. But yeah, and that's a official, like a office building. I guess I could think of that as McDonald's. So I think of eating, and I'll think of that as McDonald's. So it's, you know, some type of food restaurant. Burger King. Yeah, why not? Value. That's Batman in the Old West knew his value as Zorro or something. You know, Batman in the Old West. Okay, in West. Batman in the Old West. Need, Idu. So in the West, there was a great need for women to do to help smooth out society. In fact, probably if it wasn't for women, we wouldn't have had a settled Old West like we did. Proportion, so that's under the house. Damage, so it's damage with a saber. Must be proportional to the, yeah. So it's yeah, it's, in fact, let me see. It's not going to show me. Continue. So this is Spider-Man. It needs to, the issues of Spider-Man need to sell well in order to continue as a series. So Spider-Man sell. Planes. Let's think of the Nebraska plains or plains of Omaha, where before it was open, and now it's the computers. So it should be tennis racket and computer. If no, okay, it's computer and tennis rackets. Okay, now it's okay. So Omaha now it's filled with computers. Before it was just open plains. Okay. Products. This is different than goods. So this is the standing on the little glass case or hood, glass hood, with the little legs and a mouth selling the products. I think it's like Let's Make a Deal, and I was wrong. It was completely off. It's this thing here. God damn it. Sangyo Kisei-san. Okay, so it's that right there. Okay. Still got the same part. Sex. So this is gender. So this is like sexist and gender. So this is the Tin Man, or the, so again the heart-shaped locket and life. Actually, was the Tin Man? How did you know the Tin Man was a man? You know, he didn't have a, you know, he was made of metal, not living tissue. Probably how the story came about. All right, let's go a couple more. The surface. So this is, again, you want life or cell. You want cell, not life, but you want cell, and you know, clothing under it, which is like this, the scarf. So on the surface of the scarf is actually a lot of your skin cells. Yeah, right there. Tired. So this is an illness of wearing a heavy cloak. Yeah, so if you're wearing a heavy cloak, you're going to suffer the illness of being tired. That's a, yeah, cloak. reality. So this is in a house. A bonsai tree is protected from the reality of the cruel world, so that's the reason why it can grow to be more of a piece of art as opposed to, you know, signpost. So this is the Old West altar. So you got a tree is a signpost to say in the Old West, the pointing direction to the church or to the election, the ballot box. So there you go, tree, ballot box, or tree. Difficult, Muzakashi. So scare turkeys. The reason why there's no such thing as scare turkeys is it's too difficult. That's why they're scarecrows, not scare turkeys. It's difficult to scare turkeys because they're too stupid. So there we go. There's scarecrow, which is flower. Well, anyway, we'll learn that scarecrow, and then turkey. Difficult. Precipitous. Now, precipitous. It's kind of like dangerous. Dangerously high or steep. So it's usually what I'm thinking of is the precipitous is usually like, you know, for me it's like any type of fantasy story. It's like the tall building in the center of a anywhere where it's just trying to scale is just dangerous. So it's dangerously steep. So there it is. In this case, the Eiffel Tower, and the reason why it's precipitous is there are little ice picks. These things I like to think of as being owls or ice picks are poking out, so it makes it very difficult to climb, very precipitous to climb. Pain. This is an illness of being hit with a hammer. Pain. Yeah, right there. There's hammer or jackhammer. So screwdriver, and then with the little chop still on top, it's jackhammer. Sino, that means Chinese. So it's water and scarecrow. So yeah, a bunch of scarecrows put along the water side to guard against invading armies, scare off invading armies. Water and scarecrow. Red. This is dirt. Saber. Drops of blood. Drops of red. Cut with a saber. Drops of red blood fall into the dirt. You know, red blood. Sure. So this is what I'm saying, like not negative. So this is the should be the jail cell. So like the fingers gripping the bars of a jail cell. There was also, you see, there's the peg leg and straight leg, the pirate leg and the normal leg. Okay, what are we at now? That's 80. Okay. Okay, let's make this normal again. Let's finish this off. America. So that's a loan word.
アメリカ、
America. 猫がいる。猫はいる。
猫はいる。
白い。
白い、
白い。route. 道路。道路。
道路。
Oh, 道路。Okay. 高速道路。Okay, 道路。ジムが来る。ジムが来る。
ジムが来る。
猫。There's a pack of wild
猫。
dogs, flower and field. 日本語。
日本語。
日本語。する。
する、
ブラ。
ブラブラ、
猫はいない。
猫はいない。
猫はいない。Okay. Fairly simple. Let's keep going. ボブも行けなかった。ボブも行けなかった。
ボブも行かなかった。
行かなかった。歩く。
歩く、
帰る。
帰る、
帰る。 お金がいる。お金がある。お金がある。
お金がある。
いる。する。来る。
来る。
いる. Now this is different. There's two irus here, but this iru is in to exist.
いる。
It's a different verb as well. Like, いりますか? いる. います. いります means to need something. います is to exist. Need, いる. So here's the other いる.
いる。
いる. Email. メールアドレス.
メールアドレス、
飲む.
飲む。
飲む. Juice.
ジュース。
Juice. Okay. Okay, that should be. Got one more to do. We're done with that part. Let's do the vocabulary. A couple more of those. 売店.
売店、
売店. 商品. 商品.
商品。
商品. 国内. 国なない. 国内.
国内。
国内. Should be should be hanbai, right? Should be hanbai. Hanbai.
販売。
Hanbai. Hirosa.
広さ、
長女. 長女. Like 長男長女. 長男.
長女。
次男次女. Maybe not 次女. Is it 次女? 赤ちゃん. 赤ちゃん.
赤ちゃん。
赤ちゃん. 階段. Now there's a couple times, yeah,
階段
a、couple times I don't know from the words like price and that's kakaku, and so I kind of cheat and I look at that right there. So because I know these, I know the kanji, and then from the kanji I know the pronunciation. So it's up to you. Do you think that's cheating or not? In my mind, not, because if I see the word in Japanese, I'll probably know not only how to pronounce it, I'll know what it means. Yeah, kakaku. So.
価格、
私たちは毎日お茶を飲みます。
私たちは毎日お茶を飲みます. Ocha. Now usually it says cha, but normally it's ocha. You know, when you hear it, you normally hear it as ocha. And so I made an edit of this, not to the sentence, but to the vocabulary, so that if you typed in ocha, no problem. I've done that with a few of the words. Like kane, it's normally it's okane. Suri is for fishing. Osuri is change. Things like this. Again, just slight changes and edits I make to the vocabulary list to make it a bit more user-friendly for people who are learning, to improve upon the original Core 2K series. Mata. No. Tabi tabi. Tabi tabi.
たびたび。
Tabi tabi. Now I'm wondering, would I have gotten that if I didn't see the sentence earlier today? I don't know. Part of me is wondering. Let's see. Kosu. Kosu.
コース。
Kosu.
その家の広さはどれぐらいですか？
その家の広さはどれぐらいですか？その家の広さはどれぐらいですか？何度? Nando. Now here it says nando, and then it said nando mo. So here's how many times nando, and then nando mo means a lot. So like doko, where, dokomo, everywhere. Itsu, when, itsumo, all the time, you know. So it's you start learning that pattern, like when you get
Nando.
into grammar. Silver, keen, gin, gin is silver. Keen is gold, or kane. Tea, cha. You know, also ocha would work, but I'm just gonna do cha. Cha.
茶
Cha. Sumori. 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 And there's a kanji for it, but we're not going to worry about that. Sumori.
つもり
Normally, if it's done in, for grammar, like it's modifying some verb intent, it doesn't keep the kanji in it. So like that's traditionally what happens to get lost. But thing is, as I go with oku, sumori, kuru, iku, if you see the kanji at least and you understand what the kanji means, it kind of helps explain the grammar, the purposes of the grammar a little bit more. To get lost, nakunaru. Now this is two different nakunaru, so get the right one. Nakunaru, not that one. You want this one. Nakunaru.
なくなる
The other one means to pass away. Sakubun, sakubun,
作文
sakubun. Mirai. Mirai wa dare ni mo wakaranai.
未来
Or should I? Alright, that should be, let's see, we're at 5 minutes left. Okay, so I did for about 100 reviews. I still need to do a little bit more on this. But I'm hitting the 3-hour mark. I need to call it quits for the day. Like I said, let's see, I've got 300 left to review. Maybe if I can get this down to, I might just do that a little later this evening, offline. Alright, so let's, got 2 people, wow, I mean, chat has been quiet today. Like, I don't think anybody has typed in anything today, which is understandable. I think what's happening is people watch this on the stream and they'll just let it play in the background and listen up, which is understandable. Alright, so this is the end of the stream. So if you enjoyed today, don't forget to like and or subscribe. You know, share it if you think it's of relevance or something funny here happened. You know, get that time mark of it and share that. That's okay, because there's nothing visually that breaks out. You know, this video series like pop out at people. It's like, oh my God, this is amazing. I don't go and put fancy graphics or anything or do any after production work on any of these videos other than trying to get these links all gathered together for people to watch. Yeah, pretty much it's just me, computer screen, and talking. Kind of like almost to the point of Khan Academy. It's to that level of production, although he's a little bit better because he adds different colors to what he's drawing and he actually knows what the hell he's talking about. I don't. I'm just making the shit up as I go along. Okay, let's see. Here we are. Let's do one last refresh. I don't think there's much would have happened. Getting close to 100,000 karma. Sometimes I get into a little mood and I think, okay, let me go and bump that up, see if I can pass a milestone or something. But anyway, let's see. There is nothing more to the stream, so what I'll do, like I said, what I normally do is I just delete this after it. And as long as no one's commented on it, then nobody ever sees it again. It's just gone. And that's and I kind of like it that way. Okay, I don't think there's nothing here, and probably is there voice? Yeah, there's nobody talking, so even if it went on there, nobody would even be nobody to talk to, and a lot of conversations, nothing offensive. That's good. Maybe. So here, I'll tell you what. Let me go into here, and let's figure out what they're talking about real quick while I'm here. Let's see how much difficult is Chinese. Which Genki deck to use? How much notice should I give my tutor cancel? Let's look at this. I'm kind of interested. Defense language proficiency set. I took that about a few years back, 600 or so ago. Let's see. Thought it might be interesting sharing by anybody in the U.S. military learning Japanese and foreign. If you should consider take tests so that you can get around the extra military. Well, you got to score above a 2.0 and a 2.0 to get that. It's actually 2 categories they test. They test listening and they test reading. If you score a 3 and a 3 in both listening and reading, then they schedule you to do a phone interview. So they do not test writing at all. What they do is they do a phone interview, so they test your speaking, or your conversation skills, and then the person on the other end, he'll gauge your ability at that. But they're not going to do it with this anybody. Again, you have to score very well on the test in order to say, okay, yeah, this guy, we need to go and evaluate him more, which makes sense. I mean, that makes complete sense in my opinion. Passive stuff, you're listening and you're reading, that's easier to test. The active thing is, there's no computer is going to know if what you're saying is correct, nor should you ever depend on a computer to gauge your speaking ability. Let's see, so that was way back in 2010, so I guess some people were, yeah, I think I had called and asked, like, could I take it again, because I'd taken it like almost over 5 years ago, so that test is not even, oh yeah, there's zero range. He did very well in that. He's a guy that followed the AJAT, sort of a AJAT method, but I think in a clever way. He did, you know, a mix of RTK, but he used it for learning Chinese, and he took the test, did a 3.3, got scheduled, actually got a 3+ on a couple of them. That was in 10 months of study. So he's like evidence of if you learn language as a full-time job, because that's what he was again in the military learning Chinese in the Defense Language Institute. So he had a really good story there. I think this is where he was talking about it. And let's see, nothing there. Let's see if why is this coming up as a hi everyone. Do you have any comparison between DLPT score between 0.5? Huh? I don't. Oh. There is no score 0 means no ability. JLPT. Why is he asking this? Is this a spam account? Okay. Usually I see stuff like that in a very old thread that's been revised. It usually means spam account. Somebody's trying to develop yeah. It means someone's trying to develop some type of karma system or approval to then start spamming it with a bunch of junk. So, I'm just going to say other. Potential spam account. Potential spam account. Now, it may not be, alright? That just seemed a very unusual activity. You know, again, number followed by that, and this has I don't know, and he might be actually a legitimate post. I'll answer it anyway. But okay. So anyway, okay. Sorry, I'm jibber jabbering now. So again, later on in the evening, I'll probably get this down to, or do 80 of these, get it all both down to 0. So I'm just left with just the vocabulary to beat those down and keep this. Because I'm going at a slower pace of doing 15 characters a day. I'm learning 15 new characters a day. That's very slow for me, considering I'm putting like 3 hours of effort in. Normally what should be happening, if I weren't doing this video of here, I will be learning about 30 characters a day, going at twice the speed. But again, it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice of sorts that is going to be a better benefit for other people because of the video series it's going to be developed because of what I'm recording. And that in turn could give, with the video series, especially with Kanji, you know, again, it's 60 hours to teach. It's not one of these little things where they try to go over, you know, a few Kanji here and there. You know, again, we're going to be learning in 60 hours 1,000 Kanji, or in 30 hours of videos about 555 Kanji. So again, that's something I don't know anyone has ever done before. So I could put that together. I could say, hey, here's 60 hours that help teach you 1,000 Kanji. You know, do about 40 minutes a day for the next month, and you're going to be pretty good. You're going to have pretty damn good grasp on 555 Kanji that can be used to make up, you know, 2,000 of the most common words used in the Japanese language, which is those 555 Kanji. Add another 1,000 Kanji to 555, so now you got 1,100 Kanji, and now you can get up to, you can do, I think those 1,100 Kanji, along with the kana words, account for, I want to say 7,000, like 7,000 entries of the core 10K. Like you always hear people say about the core 10K vocabulary list. 7,000 of those entries are either katakana hiragana only, or they involve those 1,100 Kanji. That's, in fact, I can actually prove that to you. Let's see. Just for fun, I'm actually going to bring this up. So I go to my core files, and I do my core. Here's my actual 2K, 6K, 10K spreadsheet. Now this is the one I put up online and shared with everybody. So this is, you can go to this right here to boom, 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 boom. Go to group study. Go to Suggested Guide for Japanese Literacy. And the first post near the bottom is resources, overall material. Click on that, you can get the same spreadsheet that I'm using right here. Here's the spreadsheet. So I go to Core 10K, and instead of doing this new optimal sort order, what I'm going to do, I'm going to sort by this Kanji index. This is a, this goes, the first 2,000 numbers are the numbers of the 2001 Kanji Odyssey books. So then after that are the 3,000, the next 1,000 kanji and the Heisig numbers. And after that is the, I follow the Kanken index numbers. So let's sort this real quick. Smallest to largest. Yes. Okay, there. So everything that's 0 means it's hiragana, katakana only. This word is only hiragana or katakana. And you'll see there's like 1,000 or so of those in this whole of all these 10,000 vocabularies. Still going further, right? Okay, so you see right there? Alright, so of these 10,000 words, 1,200 of them are hiragana, katakana only. Boom. And then right here you see this is going to slowly start seeing these kanjis pop up in a very sorted order. So these should start looking familiar. But some of these are more rare, so they're like in the core index a little higher. If it's above 10,000, that's the core 10K. So anything there is a core 10K number. So yeah, 8,000. Alright, so let's say here, I'm just going to go up to where the number is 1,110. Okay? So I started at 1,200, that's where this 1,220. So look at this, I'm keep going down. We're at 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. Wow, look at that. So right here, 1,110. This is the last kanji of the second book of, so this is 1,110 kanji. So by the time I'm done with this video series I'm working on now, by the end of January, out of 10,000 vocabulary words, 10,000 vocabulary words in the Core 10K series, you can learn 7,700 of them. 1,200 of them being hiragana, katakana only, and so that means about 6,500 of them. 6,500 words out of that entire thing are using these 1,000 kanji. Just these 1,000 kanji. If you didn't even go that far, let's just say the 555. I mean, that's, remember, that's 7,700, right? So where was 555 at? So here's 555. Okay? 5,000. Look at that. 5,000. So we went from 1,200 to 5,000, then to 7,700. So we have 1,200 words, 3,800 words, 2,700 words. You know, of the most common words used. And yeah, so that's why I'm saying, like, you do get a coverage of about, you know, I want to say it's, again, you do get that 90% coverage. So this is just, I'm trying to show you, it's like there's, if this is anything to prove that, yeah, don't learn every fucking kanji. You don't need to learn 2,000 kanji, okay? Because you're not going to get a benefit. That last 1,000 doesn't really give you as much benefit, especially early on. You got so much you need to learn at the beginning. Just learn 500 and then learn 1,000 or so vocabulary words. So with that 500, learn another 500, learn 1,000. Now, really, I didn't even have to go beyond that. I could have said, hey, look, let's just, like for beginner, I could have just said, let's learn 500 kanji and leave it at that and whatnot. But I wanted to make sure that get the kanji away, at least in the intermediate section, so that you're not worrying about it. For people who roll into advanced, the last thing you need to worry about is they've already got all the courses done and kanji's all done. Boom. All right. You could actually hold off on learning kanji, like learn the 500 and then hold off on kanji till the intermediate. Learn another 500 in the intermediate section, another 500 on the other second half of the intermediate section, and learn another 500 when you start in the advanced, and you'd still be good to go. I mean, there's you get a lot of bang for your buck over those in these packages of 500 kanji. Okay, so anyway, that's my sort of pseudo proof, and in fact, I can even do a frequency. Like, in other words, the person went and actually did a scan of all these, like you know, like millions of words. Did a scan of like 100, I think it was like 13 million words about in the frequency of kanji. And again, like 150 kanji accounted for 50% frequency. And then once you get up to 555, the frequency went up to about 75%. And then you went up to 1,000, the frequency went up to 90%. And then 2,000, frequency went up to above 98%. I mean, this is nothing new here. This is, I mean, I've explained this before. But yeah. So Akagami has a question. Actually, memorizing 2,000 plus kanji. Doesn't sound so foreboding, but what bothers me the most is the onyomi kunyomi pronunciation. Well, though, that's the last thing I want to worry about. And that's where you're getting with the vocabulary. The vocabulary teaches onyomi and kunyomi. And I've already shown yesterday about when I'm working with creating an onyomi kunyomi spreadsheet for people as a bonus. It's like you'll learn, and I wanted to do as a course is like more of a confidence course. So you didn't have to sit just by learning vocabulary. You didn't have to sit down and purposely learn onyomi kunyomi on their own. Just by learning vocabulary, you just passively learned it. To where, wow, this thing that people would probably have a hard time passing, you would be passing with no problem, and you never had to study for it. You just knew it by the virtue of learning this vocabulary, being comfortable with kanji, and being comfortable with the vocabulary that uses that kanji. All right. Anyway, that's a thing. Basically, I wanted to make sure is like what I'm presenting to people, what I'm presenting on the idea of people to learn. This whole concept is that you can become literate in reading, and you can become fluent in listening by doing this course. Because again, you're listening to Japanese all the time when you're doing this course, and you're reading Japanese all the time when you're doing this course. And then you still have to do that extra stuff. You still have to go and watch Japanese TV shows, read Japanese manga, watch Japanese anime, maybe go online, talk to people, if you can. That part's the difficult part. Talking to people is is the difficult part. But anyway, that's. I know I went into the same spiel yesterday, and I'm doing it again. But it's there. It's learning Japanese is not difficult. It just takes time and consistency. That's all. That part may sound difficult, the whole time and consistency and dedication, but so be it. That's the part that you do have to put in the effort. But yeah, there's nothing difficult about learning any language. It's all about time. All right, if you do an hour a week, in 2 years' time, you might not going to even be an M5. You'll probably be an M5. If you're doing 3 hours a week, you might be an M4, maybe, after the end of 2 years. If you're doing an hour a day, you'll probably be around an N3 at the end of 2 years. If you're doing 2 hours a day or so, you'll probably be a N2 at the end of 2 years or so. If you're doing 8 hours a day, you'll be fluent within a year if you turn it into your full-time job, like that guy Zero Range did, and Zero Orange or Zero Range did on the Kuhi form, described in the Kuhi form, because that's the Defense Language Institute. That's you going to a language school in Japan, moving to Japan, going to a language school, or that's you take. Again, this is not taking courses in college along with all other college coursework. This is you actually immersing yourself in the Japanese language and full-time job in a full-time life of that language. And that's not something the average adult person can do, or the average student can do. 8 hours a day, that's a job. Again, but your job just happens to be learning the Japanese language and getting good at it. And that's more than doable if you're given the resources to do it. And like I said, if you're a military person and you're like an E5, so you're being paid, let's say $5,000 to $6,000 a month in salary. All right, and your job to get that money is learn the Japanese language. Then you damn well better learn the Japanese language. And they're going to measure it, make sure that you're not wasting their time, because again, they will kick you out. There's a high attrition rate in these defense language institutes because they don't want to be, because it doesn't do you any good because if you fall behind, it's like you can't keep up with the class, so you can't do it as a group anymore. And they cannot do self-study. They don't do individual study. It is as a group. And they expect you to keep milestones. You have to learn so many words a day, and you will be tested on those words, whether you've learned them or not. Okay, but anyway, that's something the average person doesn't have to worry about. Don't aim for fluency, like N1 level fluency at the end of 2 years. All right, you can be fluent and literate at a level where, if you're at the N2 level, that's more than and that's a damn good level to be at. Or N3, if you're at an N3, N2 level at the end of 2 years, hey, damn, good job on you, man. You can have a lot of fun in Japan, and whatnot. So anyway, that's again me let me get off my high horse, and let's call it the end of the stream, because I'm going way over the 3 hour limit. All right, so thank you for the comments. Thank you for watching. Again, feel free to like or subscribe if you haven't already. Share the idea, share the love. If this is working for you, tell other people. That's most. Somebody asks, "Hey, what do I do now?" Hey, say, "Hey, look, here's this program here that is working for me. I think it could work for you." Give them. You can give them the little warnings about, "Hey, this isn't like a learn Japanese quick and easy in 10 hours thing. It's nothing like that. I mean, this is hundreds, if not thousands, of hours of study that's going to have to be down to get to a certain level. All right, and I'll be back tomorrow. And hopefully, yeah, we're getting closer to the new year. We'll be in 2017. I wonder what, 2 days left. I wonder what this year has left in store for us. Like, what weird and wonderful thing is going to happen now. Who knows? All right, so bye-bye.